swung on, driven deep out into right field, back at the wall, and it's out of here. The first home run of the Southern Ohio Copperheads season comes off the bat of Ben Rush.
Breaking ball line towards third base, diving is Daniel Cruz. He makes the catch. Wow, what a play.
Gets green light swinging, 3-0. Drives one deep out into left field, back at the wall. It is out of here. Home run, Chris Gambert.
Swung to the first pitch, drives it out to right field. It is deep, and it will carry over the wall for a homer. It is a 3-run shot to opposite field off the bat of Chris Gambert.
Copperheads Baseball is presented by Ohio Health and by Ambassador Laundry, Athens Chambers of Commerce, Athens County Convention and Visitors Bureau, The Cat's Eye, Classic Brands, Donato's Pizza, Dan Inman Electric, Echoing Hills, Edward Jones, Fallgreen Moretime, Holiday Inn Express, Jackie O's, Kona Ice, Rocky Brands, Stephanie Wood and Ohio Realty, Shauna Stump, Snyder, Fuller, and Stroh, Union Street Diner, Ohio University Credit Union, and Wendy's.
Live from Bob Wren Stadium, it's the first game of a two-game weekend series between the North Division leaders, the Lima Locos, and your Southern Ohio Copperheads. The Copperheads come off a two-game sweep against the Galleon Graders to advance to 11-10 on the season. They are 7-3 in their last 10 ball games, looking to keep that streak going as the Locos come in with the best record in all the GLSCO at 13-7. 6-4 in the last 10 ball games I just mentioned. They sit atop the North Division as this is the last series of interdivision play for the Copperheads this season, as they'll go back to facing the teams in their division, the South Division, after these two ball games over the weekend. Zach Iverson starting for the Copperheads in this game, second in the GLSCO in strikeouts coming into the ball game, as he sits with a 2-0 record, a 1.45 ERA in 4 starts for the Copperheads this season. He's also struck out 29 batters in just 24 innings so far this season, while only allowing 4 walks. Have been very efficient and taking the mound against him. For the Locos is Carter Pori. Pori's out of Fishers, Indiana, goes to Murray State University, has a 1-2 record on the season with a 4.61 ERA in 4 games. 3 of them starts. His last outing went 2 2/3, 6 runs, 4 earned runs, 4 hits, 2 walks, a strikeout, facing 16 batters in a 13-2 loss where he got the losing decision. As welcome into the broadcast, I'm by myself in this afternoon's ball game as Connor Mills went home for a sister's graduation party, so unable to make it to the broadcast today, but congratulations to Connor's sister graduating high school. And Connor's there celebrating, but there will be baseball still here at Bob Wren Stadium, as I'll be bringing you the action for this Saturday night matchup and fireworks night here at the Copperhead Stadium. So a big crowd on hand at Bob Wren Stadium. When we come back, lineups and first pitch as you're listening to Copperheads Baseball on the Copperheads Media Network, presented by Ohio Health. Ambassador Laundry, your locally owned and operated laundry and dry cleaning business, is a proud sponsor of the Copperheads. Stop by 15 West Stimson for all your laundry and dry cleaning needs.
It's a grand slam when you shop locally. Look for the Athens Area Chamber of Commerce logo and be sure to support the businesses that support the Athens Sandlot, our very own Copperheads, and our community. Love Athens. Keep it local, because together we make a difference.
The fun is just beginning in Athens, Ohio. Outdoor concerts and festivals, rails and trails, a 30-mile meal, and the funky vibe of uptown Athens and Court Street, Ohio's most eccentric half-mile. The best road trip starts at AthensOhio.com, the region's most comprehensive site for maps, shopping, and dining directories, and events calendar. Visit AthensOhio.com and start planning your next adventure.
Classic Brands, Budweiser, and Yingling are all proud supporters of Copperheads Baseball. Please drink responsibly and always use a designated driver. Responsibility matters.
Donato's is the exclusive pizza provider of the Southern Ohio Copperheads. With toppings loaded from edge to edge, Donato's Pizza will be sure to satisfy your hunger. Located at 688 East State Street in Athens, make Donato your pizza of choice today. Order by calling 740-529-5049 or order online at donatos.com.
Southern Ohio Copperheads would like to show our support for Echoing Hills. Echoing Hills provides individuals a place to call home and a comfortable and safe environment where they can achieve their dreams surrounded by supportive friends and staff. For more information, contact them at 740-594-3541.
Fall Green Mortine, one of the nation's leading integrated marketing and communication firms, prides itself on hiring the best and brightest graduates from across the country each year. In fact, the company is home to many Ohio University alumni. For more details on internships and employment opportunities, visit www.fallgreenmortine.
This is Austin Dunphy, the manager with the Southern Ohio Copperheads, and you're listening to the Copperheads Media Network.
Take you through the starting lineups before first pitch as it's Randon Jernigan leading off for the Locos in center field, batting second. Lavoisier Fisher. Nick Salina batting third at first base. Tyler Toll batting cleanup, playing third. Alexei Kazarin at shortstop, batting fifth. Batting seventh is Gavin Harmon behind the dish. At batting seventh, Zach Sweet at second base. In left field, batting eighth, Tim Martin. And rounding out the order, the DH, Xavier Hedgens. As for the Copperheads, Thomas Cesaro leading off at second base. Reese Trey second. In right field, Sebastian Fabic DHing. And batting third, cleanup, Zion Avery playing first base. Tanner Johnson behind the dish, a new addition to the team. As we'll get into him a little later in the broadcast, where he comes from. Phil Glasser at shortstop, batting sixth. Ty Krinberger out in center field, batting seventh. Daniel Cruz at third base, batting eighth. And Jared Hurd rounding out the order at ninth. In left field, it's Zach Iverson on the mound for the Copperheads. As I mentioned at the top of the broadcast, 2-0 record, 1.45 ERA in 4 starts this season. 24 innings pitched, 29 strikeouts, good for second in the GLSCL, and it's even crazier to think about considering coming into the season wasn't even listed as a pitcher. But Coach Dunphy mentioned he pitched for his summer team last year, threw a couple innings at Michigan State in the spring. But Zach Iverson takes the hill, trying to mow down the North Division leading Lima Locos.
Leading off the top of the first inning for the Locos, from the University of Georgia, the center fielder, number 7, Randon Jernigan.
So now Randon Jernigan, the leadoff man, will dig in. For the Locos, it's Jernigan on the season, batting at a .341 clip, 14 for 41. Has a triple, a homer, 4 RBI, 7 walks, as we are ready here on this Saturday night in Athens. First pitch bunt, charging in is Daniel Cruz. He'll let the ball go foul down the third baseline. So Jernigan tries to sneak a bunt down to start off the ball game, but goes foul, 0-1 count. The defensive alignment for the Copperheads, Jared Hurd in left, Ty Krinberger in center. In right field, Reese Trey at third, Daniel Cruz at short, Phil Glasser second is Cesaro first, Zion Avery as the 0-1 pitch will miss low for a ball. 1-1 now to Jernigan, but it's Zion Avery at first base. Behind the dish, new addition, Tanner Johnson, and of course on the mound, Zach Iverson as he kicks and deals a 1-1 chop foul. Might have hit Jernigan in the box, but it goes behind home plate, and Iverson up in the count now, 1-2. As the 1-2 from Zach Iverson is a breaking ball, fouled down towards the Copperheads dugout, sends a couple players scattering down there. But the count will remain 1-2. The leadoff man in the top of the first inning for the Lima Locos. They are here for 2 games with the Copperheads tonight and tomorrow. As Iverson kicks, deals 1-2. Breaking ball bends right down the middle for a strike. Jernigan knew it. And exactly what we've been seeing from Iverson all season long. He gets the K looking. And the first man is retired in the top of the first inning via the punch-out. 1 away now.
From Georgia Highlands College, the right fielder, number 33, Lavoisier Fisher.
So now Lavoisier Fisher, the right fielder, will dig in. Out of Georgia Highlands College. First pitch swinging, fouls it off his foot in the box. And he'll take a roll down towards the batter circle. 0-1 to Fisher. Fisher on the year batting at .321, 4 doubles, a triple, a homer as the 0-1 pitch misses low and away. To him will be a 1-1 count. As Iverson working quickly, here comes a 1-1 pitch. Got him out in front of that one, swing and a miss from Fisher, and again Iverson up in the count, 1-2. The first 2 batters he's faced. As back on June 26, Fisher had a 6-for-6 ball game. 5 singles, a double, 4 RBIs. And he swings through the 1-2 pitch, and Zach Iverson strikes out the first 2 batters he sees in the top of the first inning. 2 away now for the Locos.
Now batting for the Lima Locos from Kennesaw State University.
So exactly what we've been seeing from Iverson all season long. He's able to move in and out, up and down, stays out of the middle of the plate, keeps hitters off balance, and just racking up the strikeouts as he's already got 2 to the first 2 batters he faced. First pitch into the 3-man Nick Salina will miss low for a ball, 1-0. As 1-0 pitch, check swing by Salina. He tried to keep it back, but unable to. Called strike, 1-1. As a left-handed hitting Salina, 24 for 65 for a 369 average as the 1-1 pitch catches the inside corner for a strike, and 3 straight batters Iverson has down in the count now 1-2 as he looks to strike out the side to begin the ball game. Working fast, kicks and deals a 1-2. It stays away and taken by Salina for a ball, 2-2. Back to Salina's number 6 doubles, 11 RBIs, 13 walks. He's also stolen 10 bases. That's 2-2 from Iverson. Swung on and missed, strike 3. Zach Iverson wastes no time settling in this ballgame. Strikes out the side in order. 1-2-3 heading into the bottom of the second inning. As the Copperheads will look to strike first in this one in the bottom of the first. You're listening to Copperheads Baseball on the Copperheads Media Network, presented by Ohio Health. Owned and operated laundry and dry cleaning business is a proud sponsor of the Copperheads. Stop by 15 West Stimson for all your laundry and dry cleaning needs.
It's a grand slam when you shop locally. Look for the Athens Area Chamber of Commerce logo and be sure to support the businesses that support the Athens Sandlot, our very own Copperheads, and our community. Love Athens, keep it local, because together we make a difference.
The fun is just beginning in Athens, Ohio. Outdoor concerts and festivals, rails and trails, a 30-mile meal, and the funky vibe of uptown Athens and Court Street, Ohio's most eccentric half-mile. The best road trip starts at AthensOhio.com, the region's most comprehensive site for maps, shopping, and dining directories, and events calendar. Visit AthensOhio.com and start planning your next adventure.
Classic brands Budweiser and Yingling are all proud supporters of Copperheads Baseball. Please drink responsibly and always use a designated driver. Responsibility matters.
Donato's is the exclusive pizza provider of the Southern Ohio Copperheads. With toppings loaded from edge to edge, Donato's Pizza will be sure to satisfy your hunger. Located at...
Hi, I'm Ben Rushing. I'm from the University of Central Florida, and you're listening to Copperheads Media Network. Hi, I'm Cameron Stiglitz from Western Kentucky University.
So it's Thomas Cesaro leading off for the Coppers in this game, followed by Reese Trey, Sebastian Fab. First pitch into Cesaro will miss up high for a ball. And it'll be a 1-0 count into the leadoff man for the Copperheads. As the 1-0 pitch will miss outside to Cesaro, quickly ahead in the count 2-0. As on the mound is Carter Pori at Murray State University. That's 2-0 pitch to Cesaro. 3 quick balls from Pori. And Cesaro up in the count 3-0. Pori on the season has 4 appearances, 3 of them starts, as he will catch the outside corner on that 3-0 pitch. Cesaro thought he had a 4-pitch walk, but he'll have to stay in the box, 3-1. But a 4.61 ERA for Pori on the season, 1-2 record, and 13 2/3 innings pitched. At the 3-1 to Cesaro will catch the inside corner for a strike. And Pori trying to battle all the way back now. The count runs full. As full count pitch to Cesaro, he swings and fouls it well out of play down the first base line. Over towards the 10th at the entrances. A lot of fans still pouring into this one as it is fireworks night here at Bob Wren Stadium. So a packed house for the occasion. Another payoff pitch into Thomas Cesaro. That one will catch the inside corner. Cesaro thought he had ball 4 once again, but it catches the low inside corner. And it'll be a backwards K for Thomas Cesaro. First strikeout for Pori on the outing. And now Reese Trahey will dig in. Trahey out of Michigan State. Seeing a lot of action for the Copperheads after getting a lot of time off early on in the season, but been a fixture in the lineup as of late. First pitch into him. Catches at the knees for a strike, 0-1. Trey's 12 for 43 batting on the season. Good for a 279 average. That one runs inside, and it will catch Reese Trahey just under the elbow, it looked like. So he'll trot down to first, and the first base run of the game will come on the hit by pitch as the Copperheads continue to just have a knack for getting hit by balls this season. They lead the GLSCL, and quite frankly, it's not even close. They've now been hit 35 times by a pitch this season. But Trahey's on first now, and Sebastian Fabic will dig in as coming into the ball game tonight. Second in the GLSCL in batting average. First pitch into him runs inside for a ball, 1-0. Well, we can't say enough about how good Sebastian Fabic's been this season. A 4.05 average, 32 hits, 10 doubles, 2 homers. Both homers coming in the last 2 ball games as a 1-0 pitch is swung on and fouled down the first baseline. It will get out of play and land. It'll be a 1-1 count to Fabic. But Fabic had a monster series in the 2-game set with the Graders as he went 6 for 11 with a double, 2 homers, 8 RBIs, scored 4 runs. The pickoff attempt to Trey, he's back in standing, no problem. Pori trying to keep him honest over at first base. Wasn't a big lead. But Fabic just continues to tear the cover off the baseball this summer as he lines that one out in the deep right field, but the right fielder takes a couple steps over. He will make the catch. Fisher will fire it back into the infield. Reese Trahey will stay at first base. And despite solid contact from Fabic, it's right at the right fielder, Fisher. And 2 away now in the inning for Zion Avery, the cleanup man. So Zion Avery made his return to the club yesterday, unable to make the candidate trip, as neither was I, as neither of us had a passport. First pitch into him, catches the outside corner for a strike. Avery thought about swinging, but also tried to held back. Called strike anyway by the home plate umpire. But Avery, 280 on the season, 14 hits, 3 doubles, 2 homers, 9 RBIs. So went 0 for 5 in the ball game yesterday. Here comes the 0-1 pitch. Trahey looks like he was stealing at first, but then pulls the brakes. But that pitch is a called strike to Avery. He's quickly down now 0-2. So runner on first, 2 away, bottom of the first inning. Still no score here between the teams. Trahey does take off on this pitch. It runs inside, and now that will hit Zion Avery. It'll be the second hit batter for Pori on the inning. And just talking about how the team leads in hit by pitch on the season, Zion Avery is second in the league, as that's now the 6th time he's been hit by a pitch this season, only behind one other player. That was Devontae Washington of the Graders, who they just played, also an Ohio University student with Zion Avery. Both play for the baseball team here, but that's the only person he trails to in hit by pitches. And now the new man, Tanner Johnson, will dig in. First pitch into him is a called strike on the outside corner. Tanner Johnson wearing number 20, which you might be asking yourself, hey, that was Ben Rushing's number. But Ben Rushing no longer with the team. Tanner Johnson, his first game here. 0-1 pitch, misses low and away, blocked by the catcher. And it'll be a 1-1 count to Tanner Johnson. Comes from Crestwood, Kentucky, a Western Kentucky student, where he plays his ball in the spring. But a catcher, as he gets to start a catcher night, just adding into the fold for Scott Combs and Chris Gambert. The 1-1 pitch misses outside for a ball to Johnson. 2-1. As Johnson will have a pretty good RBI opportunity. A base hit could score Reese Trey at second. His runners on first and second with 2 away. Here comes a 2-1 pitch into Tanner Johnson. Big swing at the fastball, but he comes up empty, and they'll even up the count at 2. As 2 hit batters are how the Copperheads got both their base runners this inning. Here comes a 2-2 pitch into Tanner Johnson, low and away in the dirt. In fact, blocked by the catcher Harmon to keep the runners at bay. But it'll be a 3-2 count now. Those runners will be in motion with 2 away in the inning. No score yet in the bottom of the first between the Copperheads and the Locos, the first game of this 2-game set. Here comes a 3-2 pitch. Runners take off. Swinging is Johnson. He fouls it back into the screen to stay alive. And the pitch count being run up for Pori in the first inning, up towards 20 pitches now. But they'll do it again, 3-2, as the runners had to trot back as they were going on the pitch. But they'll be going on this one as well. Pori comes set, kicks and deals a 3-2 into Johnson and misses low and inside for a ball, and that will load him up. So in his first at-bat in the Copperheads uniform, Tanner Johnson works a walk on a long at-bat. And now be bases loaded for Phil Glasser, the shortstop. As an early mound visit coming from the Locos dugout. As Pori's had some command troubles this inning, hits 2 batters with a walk. That's pitching coach Sean Safko out there to try to calm down his hurler and work out of this bases loaded 2-away jam on the bottom of the first. But the left-handed hitting Phil Glasser will dig in. Glasser on the season, .275 average, 19 hits, 5 doubles, 7 RBIs. He's drawn 10 walks, stolen 3 bases, went 2 for 4 with a double and an RBI in the game yesterday, went 4 for 11 in that greater series as Glasser now holds a 4-game hit streak. As it looked to keep that alive. First pitch in from Pori, misses outside for a ball, 1-0. Copperheads trying to jump on the Locos early in this game as the Locos lead the North Division. Also hold the best record in the league at 13-7. The 1-0 pitch will miss outside. Pickoff attempt down to third, but not in time as Trahey being kept honest back there. The pitch missed outside for a ball, 2-0. But a quick snap throw from the catcher Harmon down to the third baseman. Tolv, tag not in time. So almost a bad way to end the inning. A 2-0 pitch into Phil Glasser will catch the low and outside corner for a strike. Glasser thought it was a little bit low. But it'll be a 2-1 count now. Copperheads still looking for their first base hit in this one. 2 hit by pitches and a walk is how they got all 3 of those base runners. 2-1 in the Glasser. He swings and misses. For the strike, it'll be a 2-2 count. So Pori looking to settle down and get out of this first inning unscathed. As the 2-2 pitch from Pori. Here it comes in the Glasser. Runs inside for a ball. And it'll be another full count pitch. As back-to-back batters have now forced full counts against Pori. He walked the last one. Runners will be in motion with 2 away on the 3-2 pitch. Here it comes into Phil Glasser. He swings and fouls it down the first base line. And it sneaks through the gate out there. Gets down towards the bullpen. So it'll be another 3-2 pitch into Phil Glasser as the runners will all have to head back to their respective bases. Reese Trey is on third, Zion Avery on second, Tanner Johnson on first. Pori comes set. Runners going on the pitch. The 3-2 in the Glasser. Misses high and outside for a ball, and he walked him. Coming in to score will be Reese Trahey. An RBI walk for Phil Glasser, his 8th on the season. And a 1-0 Copperheads lead now in the bottom of the first inning. So it's an RBI for Glasser on the walk now. Ty Krinberger digs in, looking to extend the lead. As still the Copperheads do not have a hit in this inning, but have loaded the bases and already scored a run. 2-away. Krinberger swings at the first pitch, fouls it back into the screen, 0-1. Krinberger did not play in last night's ball game. As the 0-1 pitch into Glasser, Krinberger will catch the inside corner for a strike, quickly down in the count, 0-2. As we tried to broadcast the game yesterday, but some technical difficulties, the stream went down. The Copperheads were able to pull out a 13-11 victory. The 0-2 into Krinberger reaches on the outside part of the point. He will strike out. So, despite not picking up the hit, the Copperheads do score a run, but it could have been worse. Pori able to limit the damage. We're in the top of the second inning. Copperheads lead at 1-0 over the Locos. You're listening to Copperheads Baseball on the Copperheads Media Network, presented by Ohio Health.
Ambassador Laundry, your locally owned and operated laundry and dry cleaning business, is a proud sponsor of the Copperheads. Stop by 15 West Stimson for all your laundry and dry cleaning needs.
It's a grand slam when you shop locally. Look for the Athens Area of Commerce logo and be sure to support the business that support the Athens Sandlot, our very own Copperheads, and our community. Love Athens. Keep it local, because together we make a difference.
The fun is just beginning in Athens, Ohio. Outdoor concerts and festivals, rails and trails, a 30-mile meal, and the funky vibe of Uptown Athens and Court Street, Ohio's most eccentric half-mile. The best road trip starts at AthensOhio.com, the region's most comprehensive site for maps, shopping and dining directories, and events calendar. Visit AthensOhio.com and start planning your next adventure.
Classic brands Budweiser and Yuengling are proud supporters of Copperheads baseball. Please drink responsibly and always use a designated driver. Responsibility matters.
Donato's is the exclusive pizza provider of the Southern Ohio Copperheads. With toppings loaded from edge to edge, Donato's Pizza will be sure to satisfy your hunger. Located at 688 East State Street in Athens, make Donato's your pizza of choice today. Order by calling 740-592-5049 or order online at donatos.com.
The Southern Ohio Copperheads would like to show our support for Echoing Hills. Echoing Hills provides individuals a place to call home in a comfortable and safe environment where they can achieve their dreams surrounded by supportive friends and staff. For more information, contact them at...
I'm Zach Iverson. I'm from Michigan State University. You're listening to the Copperheads Media Network.
So Zach Iverson, after striking out the side in the first inning, first ball swinging to the four-hitter, grounded to Zion Avery. He fields it on the hop and flips it to Iverson, covering the bag. So Tyler Tolve is retired in one pitch. Iverson being very efficient so far in the ballgame. Already 3 strikeouts and a one-pitch ground out to the first 4 batters he's faced. They're retired now. Now Alexei Kazarin will dig in. As the Locos came into tonight's ballgame leading the league in batting average at .300. As first pitch in is swung on, foul tip into Tanner Johnson's mitt for a strike, 0-1. So that's a task Iverson has to deal with. Not only the best record in the league, but the best batting average. As he looked decent so far, the 0-1 pitch squared to bunt did Kazarin, but it gets away in the dirt. He pulled it back, gets away from the catcher. Johnson will be a 1-1 count. But Kazarin on the season, 12 for 32 for a .375 average, 2 doubles, a triple, 7 RBIs. As a 1-1 in from Iverson is swung on, lined out into left field, and it will fall in front of Jared Hurd. As he has some trouble picking it up now. Now Kazarin will think about going to second base. But now the throw coming in gets away from Thomas Zera at second base, and Kazarin will run over to second base as Hurd overshot Cesaro at second base as Kazarin was staying at first. He took a big turn. But then the error from Hurd allows him to get into second. So it's a base hit and an error for Kazarin, first hit of the ball game for either side, despite the Copperheads having a 1-0 lead and a runner in scoring position now with 1 away. So the pitch now into the catcher, Gavin Harmon. He swings and fouls it out of play, 0-1. As the 0-1 now to the catcher, Gavin Harmon, who comes from Georgia Highlands College. Here comes a pitch from Iverson, and is swung and fouled down towards the visiting bullpen. It will be out of play. And Iverson quickly has Harmon down in the count, 0-2. As Gavin Harmon's batting a .208 on the season with 2 doubles, 2 homers, 10 ribbies, 8 walks, went 0 for 3 in his last appearance against the Richmond Jazz on June 27th. As the 0-2 into Gavin Harmon, breaking ball swung on and missed. Zach Iverson with already his 4th strikeout in just an inning plus, an inning and 2/3 now. As that runner will stay at second base, 2 outs for Zach Sweet. But a very impressive lineup for the Locos, as just mentioned. They lead the league in batting average, also lead in on-base percentage, second in the league in on-base plus slugging. So a very dangerous lineup for the Locos. Here comes the first pitch in to Zach Sweet. Will miss just below the knees for a ball. Not a bad spot from Iverson. But it'll be a 1-0 count now to Zach Sweet. Zach Sweet comes from Lamar University. He's heading into his senior season next spring. As on the year, batting .271, a couple of doubles, a homer, 8 RBIs. That one is swing and lined out into left center field, and that will fall For a base hit all the way to the gap as Jared Hurd will pick it up, fire it in the second base. The run comes in to score. Sliding in safely is Zach Sweet at second base. It's an RBI double. And after giving up the run in the bottom of the first, the Locos strike back and even the ball game up at 1 in the top of the second.
From Alabama, Birmingham, the left fielder, number 34, Tim Martin.
So despite getting 2 outs, some clutch hitting there from Kazarin, from Sweet. Kazarin came in to score. First pitch into the 8th batter, Tim Martin will miss up high for a ball, 1-0. As Iverson will look to keep that runner stranded at second and keep this score tied at 1. As the 1-0 pitch is swung on a miss. Big cut there from Martin, but he comes up empty. It'll be a 1-1 count. As Iverson's getting the sign from his new catcher, Tanner Johnson, in his first game with the team. As the 1-1 pitch is again swung on and missed. Foul tipped into the glove, actually. And Iverson now up in the count 1-2 with 2 away in the inning. Runner on second base. 1-1 score in the top of the second inning. As a couple of hits in this inning have pointed the Locos' first run of the ball game. As a 1-2 from Zach Iverson. Swing and a miss, strike 3. Zach Iverson already with 5 strikeouts through the first 2 innings, despite giving up the first run of the game for the Locos. The score is 1-1 heading into the bottom of the second inning. You're listening to Copperheads Baseball on the Copperheads Media Network, presented by Ohio Health.
Hills. Echoing Hills provides individuals a place to call home and a comfortable and safe environment where they can achieve their dreams surrounded by supportive friends and staff. For more information, contact them at 740-594-3541.
Fall Green Mortine, one of the nation's leading integrated marketing and communication firms, prides itself on hiring the best and brightest graduates from across the country each year. In fact, the company is home to many Ohio University alumni. For more details on internships and employment opportunities, visit www.fallgreenmortine.com.
You'll be living the life if you stay at the Holiday Inn Express with a free complimentary breakfast, high-definition televisions in all the rooms, and free Wi-Fi, in addition to being the only non-smoking hotel in Athens. Live the life, Holiday Inn Express.
Fans, Jackie O's Pub and Brewery is the official pregame and postgame hangout for the Copper.
I'm Sebastian Fabic from Cincinnati, Ohio, and you're listening to the Copperheads Media Network.
So
Hi, this
Daniel
is Tom
Cruz, Jared Hurd, and back to the top of the order, Thomas Cesaro, as 7 Copperheads came to the plate in the first inning without even a hit being surrendered. A couple hit-by pitches, a walk, 2 walks. The second one walked in a run with the bases loaded, and that's how the Copperheads scored their first run. 1-1 ball game. First pitch into Daniel Cruz. Catches the inside corner for a strike, 0-1. As the 0-1 pitch from Pori into Cruz misses low and away for a ball. 1-1. Daniel Cruz did not play yesterday. Back in the lineup today out of Marshall University. As 1-1 pitch is swung on and looped out towards first base, it will hook foul. Michael Blatchford, the first base coach, will run over and field it himself. Throw it back into the dugout. Be a 1-2 count now to Daniel Cruz to lead off the bottom of the second inning. As the 1-2 pitch misses just outside of Daniel Cruz. Evens up the count at 2. As Cruz in his last ball game went 1 for 6 with an RBI double, scored a couple runs against the Galleon Graders on June 27th. 2-2 pitch misses outside for a ball. And that'll run the count full, as the Copperheads have done a good job so far running up the pitch count for Pori. As full count pitch now into Daniel Cruz. Swings and fouls it back into the screen to stay alive with a full count. As Cruz has played all over the infield this year for the Copperheads. At third base tonight. Seen some action at shortstop, at second base. So smooth out in the field. Takes great pride in this defense. As full count pitch is swung on and fouled over the first base dugout wide of play. So a nice at-bat here for Daniel Cruz to lead off the bottom of the second. As on the season, Cruz average took a bit of a dip down to 294. 4 doubles, a homer, 13 RBIs. As another payoff pitch rides high to Daniel Cruz. Will be a leadoff walk in the bottom of the second inning. Now the third walk surrendered by Carter Pori in just his first 2 innings of work. And now the 9-hitter Jared Hurd steps up to the plate. Jared Hurd, the lefty out of IU Kokomo, who's batting .205 on the year. First pitch into him will miss up and outside for a ball, 1-0. As Hurd comes in with a 3-game hitting streak, as in those 3 games has gone 6 for 12 to jump the average up, as he was scuffling at the plate for a while, but starting to battle back. 1-0 pitch just catches the outside corner. As Hurd thought it stayed outside, but it's called a strike for a 1-1 count. As Hurd blasted his first home run of the season in his last ball game, where he went 1 for 3 against the Graders. As 1-1 pitch, Daniel Cruz takes off. Swing is Hurd. He fouls it down into the dugout. It'll be a 1-2 count. Daniel Cruz will have to trot back to first base. As Cruz does have 4 stolen bases on the year, so definitely a threat to go. Here comes the 1-2 pitch from Pori. That breaking ball will stay outside, and Hurd will even up the count at 2 with nobody down in the bottom of the second. A 1-1 ball game in the first of 2 games between these 2 teams. As Pori gets a sign. Cruz taking off again. 2-2 pitch will miss outside for a ball. Catcher mishandled it, and Daniel Cruz will have the stolen base easily. As catcher Harmon came up ready to throw, but just lost the grip. And Daniel Cruz swipes second. A full count now to Jared Hurd, but a runner in scoring position with nobody out. As full count pitch now into Jared Hurd will stay outside for a ball. Back-to-back walks to start off the inning for Pori. Having some command issues early on. 4 walks, 2 hit by pitches. Copperheads have not had a base hit yet, but plenty of base runners so far, as the lineup now turns back over to Thomas Cesaro. As Harmon will try to walk out there and calm down his pitcher, who just has been struggling to throw strikes so far in the ball game. But now it'll be Thomas Cesaro, who struck out looking. As now it looks like there's going to be a defensive replacement at shortstop for the Locos. Is not sure if this is injury related or what the situation is, but coming in is number 21, Ryan Smith. He's replacing the shortstop, Alexei Kazarin. So not sure exactly what could have happened, but now Ryan Smith will enter the ball game at shortstop. So now that changes out of the way. Cesaro, who, as we just mentioned, struck out looking in his first at-bat. Looking to pick up a couple RBIs. Daniel Cruz takes off on the first pitch, and he will have third, no problem. Stole that one off the pitcher all the way. As the pitch is a called strike, but runners on the corners now with nobody out. As Cruz has now stolen his 5th and 6th bases on the season, as he led off the inning with a walk. Has now stolen second and third. The 0-1 in the Cesaro swung on and chopped foul over towards the on-deck circle. And Cesaro is quickly down 0-2 in the count. Jared Hurd leads off first. Daniel Cruz off third. Now Hurd takes off on the pitch in the dirt, blocked by the catcher Harmon. Cruz will pull in the second base, no problem. Now 2 in scoring position. But a nice job there from Harmon to not allow that breaking ball to get away from, keeping Cruz at third base. But ducks on the pond for Cesaro if he can pick up a base hit, possibly add a couple RBIs to his total on the season. As Pori kicks and deals, a 1-2 to Cesaro is grounded out towards shortstop Ryan Smith, who just entered the game. Will get some action, but coming in to score is Daniel Cruz, throwing the first in time to get Cesaro by a step. But the Copperheads are able to get that run back that they gave up in the top of the first. They now lead at 2-1 on the RBI ground out from Thomas Cesaro. 2-1 Copperheads lead in the bottom of the second. Moving up to second was Jared Hurd. It's just the first out of the inning now. And the Copperheads still without a hit, but now have 2 runs on the board as Reese Trahey will now dig in. As first pitch into him from Pori will miss just below the knees for a ball. 1-0 now to Reese Trahey. As Trahey, the 1-0 pitch now is fouled down towards the third baseline on the hill over there, as it will land foul. 1-1 now to Reese Trahey. As for Cesaro, that was his 9th RBI on the season, as he's now had RBIs in 3 straight ball games. 1-1 pitch into Trahey, misses outside and low for a ball. Up in the count now 2-1 as Pori falling behind a lot of Copperheads batters in this game. As just mentioned, hasn't given up a hit yet, but already 2 runs have come in to score. Already 4 walks as Jared Hurd now breaks for third, but the pitch is lined up in the shallow center field. Backing up is Ryan Smith, but it'll be the center fielder who calls him off. Jernigan makes the catch, but the ball hung up long enough for Hurd, who was trying to steal third to get back to second base in time. So 2 away, runner still on second base for Sebastian Fabic. Fabic DHing tonight as he tries to pick up an RBI here in this situation to push the lead out even further. First pitch into Fabic misses low and away for a ball. 1-0. Fabic lined one out to right field his last time out. It was caught, so he was retired. As with a base hit, could possibly pick up his 20th RBI on the season, which he already leads the team at 19. The 1-0 pitch into Sebastian Fabic misses outside for a ball. Quickly ahead in the count, 2-0. As Pori already over 50 pitches through the first inning and 2/3 in this game. Copperheads making him work. 2-0 pitch swung on by Fabic. Hits it off the end of the bat. And it goes back into the screen. 2-1 pitch will come next. As it's Jared Hurd who leads off second base, as he walked earlier in the inning. The 2-1 pitch now to Sebastian Fabic is taken up high and inside for a ball, and Fabic will be in the driver's seat now at 3-1. Looking for a pitch he can drive to try to get this 3rd run of the ball game in for the Copperheads. They lead it 2-1. Here comes a 3-1 pitch into Fabic. Swung on, and he gets under it out into right field. Coming in as a right fielder, Fisher. He has it lined up. He will make the catch. And the inning will come to a close as the Copperheads still hitless, but lead it 2-1 over the Locos going into the top of the 3rd inning. You're listening to Copperheads Baseball on the Copperheads Media Network, presented by Ohio Health.
Pub and Brewery is the official pregame and postgame hangout for the Copperheads. Be sure to meet us there before and after every game. From your pint to your plate, Jackie O's proudly presents over 40 beers on draft, produced right here in Athens. Newly remodeled public house and kitchen menu, uptown in-house bakery, 22-acre farm and taproom facility lunch specials, and locally sourced dinners 7 days a week. 100-plus person outdoor patio, uptown. Learn more at jackios.com. Instagram or Facebook today. After the game, be sure to stop by Jackie O's Uptown or the tap room in Campbell Street. Just because the game ended doesn't mean your night has to. Jackie O's, the official pregame and postgame sponsor of your Copperheads.
Don't forget to stop by Kona Ice behind the press box on the third base side. Locally owned and operated by Rich Hayes of Athens. They offer tropical shaved ice in an assortment of flavors. And be sure to ask about their fundraising opportunities.
Rocky Brands is much more than you think. Rocky Brands is a global leader in the footwear and apparel market with over 1,500 distributors of Rocky, Georgia Boot, and Durango brands nationwide. Rocky Brands designs, develops, and markets hardworking boots, outdoor footwear, and apparel.
Hi, this is Thomas Cesaro from Lee University, and you're listening to Copperheads on the Copperheads Media Network.
Zach Iverson has already punched out 5 Locos through 2 innings. The Copperheads lead at 2-1 in the top of the third inning. It's 9-1-2 due up. First pitch in the 9-hitter, Xavier Hayenges misses high and inside for a ball, 1-0. Hayenges out of Ohio University swings and grounds one towards Phil Glasser. He steps in the hole, fields on the backhand, throw on to first, long throw, not in time. As it would have been a very tough play for Glasser to make, as he was deep in the hole between third and short. Had to use the backhand. Third hit of the game for the Locos. Infield single for Hayenges. And now back to the top of the order, and Randon Jernigan. Jernigan was the first strikeout victim. He punched out looking to open up the ball game as Cruz moves on the grass. Squaring the bunt is Jernigan. He bunts it towards the first baseline. Iverson pounces off the mound and throws it on to first. To retire Jernigan, sack bunt to move up. Hayenges up to second base with 1 away in the inning for Lavoisier Fisher. So some small ball being employed by the Locos, trying to even up this ball game. They trail at 2-1 in the top of the third. As now Lavoisier Fisher will dig in. Iverson stepping off the mound. He'll get a new sign from Tanner Johnson. Here comes the first pitch into Fisher, misses high and away for a ball, 1-0. Fisher struck out his first at-bat as well, as in the top of the first inning, Zach Iverson punched out the side to open up the ball game. As now takes a check at the runner at second. The 1-0 pitch swung in line towards second baseman Cesaro. He fields on the hop. Throw on to first is just in time to retire Fisher, as he was moving up the line pretty good. But Cesaro able to settle it, make a good throw on to first to retire him. Hayenges moves up to third base, but now 2 outs in the inning. And Nick Colina will dig in, the left-handed hitter from Kennesaw State University. Batting third in the ball game. First pitch into him is grounded towards Phil Glasser at short. He comes in, fields it clean. He throws on to first in time to retire the side. So despite the leadoff man getting on base, 3 straight ground balls forced by Zach Iverson. And he's able to get out of the inning, still holding on to a 2-1 lead as we head to the bottom of the third. Copperheads look to add on to the lead when we come back on the Copperheads Media Network, presented by Ohio Health. 12 North Court Street features a great selection of craft beers on tap and in the bottle 365 days a year. The Cat's Eye Saloon is a proud supporter of the Southern Ohio Copperheads and all Ohio University athletics. The Cat's Eye Saloon, your home away from home, open 7 days a week.
The Copperheads would like to thank Wendy's for their support of the team and players. If you're hungry, stop into Wendy's, located off of Richland Avenue and East State Street. Check the back of your ticket stub for a free small Frosty with any purchase.
Stephanie Wood, Ohio Realty, will help you find your next safe home. Stephanie Wood, bringing home the results and going the extra distance.
Schneider, Fuller, and Stroh has supported the Copperheads since 2002. We're proud of that affiliation and excited to sponsor Fireworks Night again this year on June 29th. As one of the premier financial and insurance firms in the region, Schneider, Fuller,
As Tanner Johnson is now up. The first pitch into him is missed low for a ball, 1-0, as Zion Avery started the inning off with a ground at the first. So there's one away in the inning as the 1-0 pitch misses outside for a ball. 2-0 now to Tanner Johnson, who's a new addition to this Copperheads ball club as he walked in his first plate appearance. The 2-0 pitch is a long foul ball down the first baseline over top the visiting dugout. So it's a 2-1 count now to Tanner Johnson. And it's a 2-1 pitch. A little breaking ball gets him well out in front of it. It'll be a 2-2 count now as Pori has had some control issues, has not allowed a hit yet in the ball game. 2-2 pitch runs inside and low to Johnson. Thought about swinging, but he keeps the hands back, and that'll run the count full. As 4 walks, 2 hit by pitches for Pori so far, and that's another one. That'll be the 5th walk issue, 2 of them drawn by Tanner Johnson, so his first 2 at-bats as a Copperhead. He reaches base both times. That will help the on-base percentage at a perfect 1,000 right now for him. And now Phil Glasser will dig in. He walked with the bases loaded his last time up, and it was an RBI walk for Glasser. As first pitch in will run inside and get away from the catcher Harmon, and going down to second is Tanner Johnson. And that's where he'll stop. That'll be a wild pitch for Pori. And a runner now in scoring position with 1 away. As Pori, 5 walks, 2 hit by pitches. No hits given up yet. The Copperheads have taken advantage of the control issues from Pori. Have scratched across 2 runs, lead it 2-1 in the bottom of the third. Phil Glasser swings at that pitch, fouls it back into the mitt. And it'll be a 1-1 count. Glasser batting at .275 on the year. Been better as of late, as the average was as low as .204 just a couple of weeks ago. As the 1-1 pitch into Phil Glasser, squares the bunt, pulls it back as the pitch bounces in the dirt. And it'll be a ball, 2-1. That's third baseman Tolv is playing back. So Glasser thought about sneaking a bunt down the third baseline, but pulls it back for a ball. Now the 2-1 pitch doesn't square this time. That pitch will miss just above the letters for a ball. And Glasser is now up in the count, 3-1. Tanner Johnson leading off second base with 1 away in the inning. Copperheads trying to add on this 2-1 lead as Phil Glasser calls time in the box now. Trying to buy himself an extra second. As Pori has been working fast out there on the mound as he's already back up there. 3-1 pitch will miss. Low and away for a ball. So just a real issue finding the strike zone is Pori. He has 6 walks in his first 3 innings, as well as the 2 hit by pitches in the first inning. He's already up over 70 pitches. Just struggling to find the strike zone. As the first pitch into Ty Krittenberger runs inside, but it looks like a balk is called by the field umpire, so both runners will move up to second and third. No pitch. But now Krittenberger with a good RBI opportunity if he can hit a ball into the outfield to add a couple of runs onto this Copperheads lead. So the first pitch now into Krittenberger's grounded towards third. It bounces over to third baseman's glove and into left field for a base hit. Coming in to score is Tanner Johnson. Holding up at third base is Phil Glasser. RBI single for Ty Krittenberger, the first hit of the ball game for the Copperheads, yet they lead it 3-1 in the bottom of the third. So that ball took a big hop over the glove of Tolv at third base. It was hard hit by Krittenberger. So he's able to pick up the RBI. 4th RBI for Krittenberger on the season, and runners are still on the corners now with 1 away for Daniel Cruz. First pitch into Cruz, he swings and fouls it. Down the first baseline, well out of play, 0-1. Cruz walked and came around to score back in the second inning. It was the second run for the Copperheads, as they now lead it 3-1. As a pickoff attempt, the first throw gets away from the first baseman, and coming in to score will be Phil Glasser. They'll make the score 4-1. Moving up to second is Ty Krittenberger. As it wasn't a horrible throw from Pori, but mishandled by Kalina at first base. So one of them's getting slapped with an error on that one. But another run coming in to score as the Copperheads have been able to capitalize on the mistakes from the Locos so far, something that they haven't been used to this season. They came in with the best record in the GLSCL at 13-7, but struggling as the 0-1 pitch into Daniel Cruz is fouled back into the screen. He'll be 0-2 now. And still only one out in the inning. As the 0-2 pitch from Pori into Daniel Cruz will miss inside and low for a ball. And the count is now 1-2. So again, the pickoff attempt at first, it hit the glove of the first baseman Kalina, but he just was unable to handle it as the 1-2 pitch. Cruz able to reach out and foul it back into the screen to stay alive at 1-2. So not exactly sure who the error was charged to on that one. But an error nonetheless. Score the Copperheads' fourth run of the ball game. As 1-2 pitch, the breaking ball, Cruz out in front of it, fouls it down towards the Copperheads' dugout. And the count will stay at 1-2. As the error was given to the first baseman, Kalina, for not making the catch on the pickoff attempt. The 1-2 pitch into Daniel Cruz. Reaches and flies it out into fairly deep right field, but it looks like the right fielder Fisher has a beat on it. He'll make the catch. Tagging up for third base is Ty Krittenberger. He's in sliding head first without a throw. But 2 outs now in the inning. Krittenberger moves up to third base. And now the 9-hitter Jared Hurd will get his second plate appearance in the ballgame. He walked in his first at-bat. But Hurd with an opportunity to push this Copperheads lead out even more. As a pitch into Hurd, bouncing the dirt, blocked by the catcher Harmon. Staying at third is Ty Krittenberger, 1-0. Hurd has now had RBIs, multiple RBIs, in his last 3 ball games. As 1-0 pitch into him, catches at the letters for a strike. 1-1 now to Jared Hurd. And Hurd, despite the batting average not being great, has a .380 on base, so despite the hits aren't coming just yet for him, still been able to work himself on base. 10 walks on the season. As a 1-1 pitch missed low to him, 2-1. Now the 2-1 pitch to Pori is grounded out towards first base. A knockdown by the first baseman, but it gets away from Hurd. Will beat it out. At first base, coming in to score is Ty Krittenberger. As it was a tough play for Kalini. He had to move to his right towards the hole to try to knock it down. And he was able to, but he mishandled it. And Hurd was digging out of the left-handed batter's box up the line. He gets in. It looks like that will be scored an infield single, an RBI for Jared Hurd. And now a 5-1 Copperheads lead as the lineup turns back over to Thomas Cesaro. First pitch into Cesaro, called strike on the outside corner, 0-1. So Hurd now with RBIs in his last 4 ball games. As the bat's starting to come around for him. The 0-1 pitch misses low and away for a ball, 1-1 to Cesaro, who's 0 for 2. Struck out to lead off the bottom of the first, and then had an RBI ground out to short in his last at-bat. As the 0-1 pitch into Thomas Cesaro is low and away, gets away from the catcher Harmon, and moving up to second base is Jared Hurd. Another wild pitch moves a runner in the scoring position. And now he's 90 feet closer to scoring with 2 outs. 5-1 Copperheads lead. Already 3 runs have come across in the inning. As pitch to Cesaro, runs outside for a ball. And he'll be looking for his pitch. Up 3-1 in the count now, trying to add on to this lead. So here comes the 3-1 pitch into Cesaro. It's flied out into deep left center field. Backing up is the center fielder, a couple steps short of the warning track. And Jernigan will haul it in. But the Copperheads are able to score 3 more runs with a couple of hits, helped by a couple of walks from Pori. And they hold a 5-1 lead over the Locos heading into the top of the fourth. You're listening to Copperheads Baseball on the Copperheads Media Network, presented by Ohio Health. Snyder, Fuller & Stroh is one of the premier financial and insurance firms in the region. If you have questions regarding your financial, insurance, or employee benefit package, please call Mark Snyder, Jim Fuller, or Dan Stroh at 740-594-8385 or visit them online at www.snyderfullerstroh.com. That is SNIDERFULLERSTROH.com.
The Cat's Eye Saloon at 12 North Court Street features a great selection of craft beers on tap and in the bottle 365 days a year. The Cat's Eye Saloon is a proud supporter of the Southern Ohio Copperheads and all Ohio University athletics. The Cat's Eye Saloon, your home away from home, open 7 days a week.
The Copperheads would like to thank Wendy's for their support of the team and players. If you're hungry, stop into Wendy's located off Richland Avenue and East State Street. Check the back of your tickets. Top of the fourth inning now at Bob Wren Stadium in the first of this two-game series between the Locos and the Copperheads. 5-1 Copperheads lead. First pitch from Iverson. Will miss low for a ball. Into the leadoff man for this inning, Tyler Tolve. As a 1-0 pitch will now miss outside and low. And it's a 2-0 count. As Tolve had a 3-1 ground out in his first at-bat of the ballgame, as a 2-0 pitch is now flied out into left field and foul ground. Jared Hurd sprinting over. Looks like he has enough time to make the catch, and he will. A couple steps into foul territory, so a lot of ground covered by Jared Hurd, but able to make the catch in foul ground to retire the leadoff batter in the top of the fourth. As you may have noticed already if you've been listening in, but if you're just tuning in, Connor Mills unable to join me on the broadcast this afternoon as he went home for his sister's graduation party. But nothing's going to stop us to bringing you baseball all season long here for the Copperheads, as just earlier this week they went up to Canada. As first pitch in to the batter is a called strike, 0-1. As this is Ryan Smith, who came in to replace Alexei Kazarin just a couple innings ago in the field. Not sure what happened to Kazarin, as the 0-1 pitch is a big swing and a miss from Ryan Smith. Quickly down in the count, 0-2 to Zach Iverson. As Iverson working fast, as he always does, already back on the rubber. The 0-2 into Smith, misses high and away for a ball, 1-2. But Ryan Smith out of Kennesaw State. As 1-2 pitch is took something off but it misses low and outside for a ball, 2-2. But Ryan Smith batting .390 on the year, 4 doubles, a homer, 6 RBIs. As 2-2 pitch misses low and away for a ball, blocked by the catcher Tanner Johnson. But after falling behind 0-2, Ryan Smith battles all the way back, runs the count full, looking to draw the first walk given up by Iverson in the ballgame. As full count pitch into Ryan Smith, misses low and away for a ball, and that's exactly what he'll do. First walk issued by Zach Iverson, and there'll be a 1-out base runner in the top of the fourth.
Now batting for the Locos from Georgia Highlands College, the catcher number 20.
As now the catcher Gavin Harmon comes back up. As Ryan Smith in his first at-bat of the ballgame works a walk. As Kazarin, when he was in the ballgame, got a hit his first time up, came around to score the only run for the Locos as they trail at 5-1 here in the top of the fourth, 1 away. As first pitch into Gavin Harmon will catch the high and inside corner for a strike. 0-1 to the catcher Harmon, who struck out in his first at-bat, one of 5 Zach Iverson punch-outs so far. As the 0-1 pitch misses low, just below the knees for a ball, 1-1. As mentioned, coming in, Locos leading the league in batting average as well as on-base percentage. Second in on-base plus slugging, as the 1-1 breaking ball misses just off the black on the outside part of the plate. 2-1 now to Gavin Harmon. But there's a team up to the task of slowing you down. One of the best lineups in the league, as that pitch lined out towards Phil Glasser at short. He makes the catch. Runner off of first base. He throws on to first for the double play. So a hot shot. Phil Glasser leaves his feet at short, makes the play. Ryan Smith was caught up between first and second, fired over to first by Glasser for the 6-3 double play to retire the side in the top of the fourth inning. Heading to the bottom of the fourth, Copperheads holding on to a 4-run lead over the North Division leading Lima Locos. You're listening to Copperheads Baseball on the Copperheads Media Network, presented by Ohio Health.
You find your next safe home. Stephanie Wood bringing home the results and going the extra distance.
Snyder, Fuller, and Stroh has supported the Copperheads since 2002. We're proud of that affiliation and excited to sponsor Fireworks Night again this year on June 29th. As one of the premier financial and insurance firms in the region, Snyder, Fuller, and Stroh is focused on helping our clients secure their financial future. What's your plan? Give us a call at 594-8385.
Hi, I'm Zion Avery. I go to Ohio University. I'm first baseman catcher for the Copperheads, and you're listening to Copperhead Network.
So new pitcher on the mound for the Lima Locos, as Carter Pori only gets them 3 innings, giving up 5 runs on just 2 hits, but really struggled with control. 6 walks, a couple of hit by pitches. Runs him out of the ball game fairly early. New pitcher number 38, Jacob Pennington out of Murray State University. Hails from Murfreesboro, Tennessee. And so far, pitching on the season, only seen 1 appearance, went 2 innings. Back on June 6th. So all the way at the beginning of the season, went 2 innings, gave up 2 hits, 2 strikeouts, 8 batters faced. And a 15-2 win over the Grand Lake Mariners. So we'll try to bridge the gap for the Locos into the bullpen, as Reese Trahey leads it off. First pitch from Jacob Pennington, misses high and away for a ball, 1-0. As Trahey, the 1-0 pitch comes inside to Trahey, called strike as he thought it was too far inside, but a called strike nonetheless. 1-1. As 1-1 now to Reese Trahey, is a breaking ball, as he swings and fouls it up over the press box, and he's down in the count now 1-2, as Trahey on the day was hit by a pitch in his first at-bat, came around to score the game's first run, then flew out to center field in his second at-bat, sitting at 0 for 1 on the day. The 1-2 pitch in from Pennington, breaking ball line towards the middle, diving stop by the second baseman on his feet, throw on to first in time to retire Reese Trahey. So a single taken away by Zach Sweet, showing the range off at second as he dove to his right, quickly got up to his feet, and was able to throw out Reese Trahey by a step. Nice fielding there from Sweet. Leadoff man retired, as now Sebastian Fabic will get a chance to hit. So Copperheads lead at 5-1. Despite only having 2 hits, their first 2 runs came without even registering a hit. As the first pitch into Fabic's a breaking ball. That does not break. Hits Fabic on the back. Now the 3rd Copperhead hit in this ball game. First one since the first inning when 2 were plunked. But Fabic, who was 0 for 2 coming in, is now on first base with 1 away in the bottom of the 4th for Zion Avery. As Zion Avery is 0 for 1 on the day, was hit by a pitch in the first inning. Ended up getting stranded at third Then he grounded to the first baseman his last time up. As first pitch into him rides high for a ball, 1-0. As the 1-0 pitch into Zion Avery from Pennington will again miss up high, just above the letters. Zion now up in the count, 2-0. As a 2-0 pitch into Zion Avery, this one will just catch the outside corner for a strike. Avery thought it missed. He takes a step out of the box. It'll be a 2-1 count now to Zion Avery as Fabic leads off first base. Not a big lead. As 2-1 pitch of the breaking ball stays just inside to Avery. And it'll be in a good hitter's count now, 3-1, looking for a pitch to drive as Fabic leads off first with one away. 5-1 Copperheads lead in the bottom of the fourth inning. Here comes a 3-1 pitch in Avery. He took a big swing at that one as he was looking to add 2 more runs with that swing, but he comes up empty and will run the count full at 3-2. As Avery has shown his power this season, had a 2-home run game last week. As 3-2 pitch will miss low and outside for a ball, so Avery will draw a walk. And that'll move Fabic up to second base. Now Avery will be on first base, and Tanner Johnson, the new addition to the roster, will dig in with 2 on and only 1 away. As now a mound visit will come for Jacob Pennington from pitching coach Sean Safco. There's just some major control issues coming from Locos batters, or pitchers, excuse me, so far in this game. As Pori only went 3 innings, he walked 6, hit 2 batters. Now in Pennington's first inning of work, he's already walked 1 and hit 1. The Copperheads only have 2 hits, but lead at 5-1 so far, as walks have been a real issue for the Locos. As the Locos coming in have been a pretty solid pitching staff on the season, as they currently sit at 3rd in the GLSCL, tied for 3rd with the Copperheads in team ERA. As now the first pitch into Tanner Johnson will catch the inside corner for a strike, 0-1. Tanner Johnson has walked in his first 2 plate appearances, came around to score the second time. As the 0-1 pitch into him was a breaking ball, grounded towards the hole between short and third, and will get into left field for a base hit. Being sent to Sebastian Fabic. He's on his horse. Here comes the throw. Will not be in time, and Sebastian Fabic will cruise in. Tanner Johnson has his first hit, his first RBI with the Copperheads. It's now a 6-1 lead on the RBI single from Tanner Johnson. Zion Avery pulls into second base. So just a nice job there from Tanner Johnson. Got a breaking ball on the 0-1 pitch and was able to get out in front of it, yank it into left field between third and short. Right between the hole like that ball had eyes for a base hit. Plates Fabic, 6-1. The Copperheads now lead, as it's now Phil Glasser who digs in. He's first ball swinging out into shallow center field. Going to be a tough play, but the center fielder able to run in and make the catch. As on first look, I thought it might fall in there, but good range shown from Jernigan coming all the way in to make the play. And now Phil Glasser's retired for the second out of the inning. So now it's Ty Crittenberger looking to keep the inning alive. Crittenberger had an RBI single in his last at-bat, 1 for 2 on the ball game. As first pitch into him was a breaking ball, he has to duck to avoid getting hit. It'll be a 1-0 count now to Ty Crittenberger. That was the 3rd hit on the ball game for the Copperheads, all singles, but yet they have 6 runs already through the first 3 2/3 of them hitting. As a big swing by Crittenberger on that pitch on the outside corner, but he comes up empty, 1-1. That's the first run surrendered on the year for Jacob Pennington. As a 1-1 pitch to the breaking ball bends over the outside corner for a strike. And Crittenberg will be down now 1-2, as that was a good pitch there from Pennington. Started on the middle. It broke towards the outside part of the plate, catching the black. And now Crittenberg will have to protect here with 2 strikes. 2 runners on, 2 away in the inning. 6-1 Copperheads lead in the bottom of the 4th. As a 1-2 pitch from Crittenberger, he's able to reach out and just get a piece of it back into the screen as that pitch out of the zone, but Crittenberger able to get a piece of it to stay alive. 1-2 still is the count. As a 1-2 into Crittenberger, he chases the fastball up high for the strikeout. First strikeout for Pennington in his first inning of work. As he gets out of the inning, out for the Copperheads, scratch across another run on the RBI single from Tanner Johnson to push the lead out to 6-1 heading into the top of the 5th. You're listening to Copperheads Baseball on the Copperheads Media Network, presented by Ohio Health. And festivals, Rails and Trails, a 30-mile meal, and the funky vibe of Uptown Athens and Court Street, Ohio's most eccentric half-mile. The best road trip starts at AthensOhio.com, the region's most comprehensive site for maps, shopping, and dining directories, and events calendar. Visit AthensOhio.com and start planning your next adventure.
Classic brands Budweiser and Yingling are all proud supporters of Copperheads Baseball. Please drink responsibly and always use a designated driver. Responsibility matters.
Donato's is the exclusive pizza provider of the Southern Ohio Copperheads. With toppings loaded from edge to edge, Donato's Pizza will be sure to satisfy your hunger. Located at 688 East State Street in Athens, make Donato your pizza of choice today. Order by calling 740-529-5049 or order online at donatos.com.
Southern Ohio Copperheads would like to show our support for Echoing Hills. Echoing Hills provides individuals a place to call home and a comfortable and safe environment where they can achieve their dreams surrounded by supportive friends and staff. For more information, contact them at 740-594-3541.
This is Austin Dunphy, the manager with the Southern Ohio Copperheads, and you're listening to the Copperheads Media Network.
Top of the 5th inning here at Bob Wren Stadium as the Copperheads lead at 6-1, and I have a guest with me for this half of the inning. Chris Gambert on the roster joining us for the broadcast on his day off. Chris, how you doing?
I'm good. Glad I can be up here and commentate for a little bit.
We're glad to have you.
Broadcasting skills out here.
Believe me, I'm glad. I've been rambling for 4 straight innings. The first pitch in from Zach Iverson is a called strike. 0-1 into Zach's Sweet. Copperheads lead this game 6-1. As the 0-1 pitch from Iverson misses low for a ball. It'll be a 1-1 count, but that's a question I can ask you. You're a catcher. Talk about Zach Iverson so far this season, how impressive he's been, despite the fact that he's not really a pitcher in the spring.
Yeah, it's pretty impressive. Really, for anyone in this league, just to come in here and just fill it up. You know, we've seen a lot of guys, especially recently, guys that struggle to fill up the strike zone and throw strikes. But Iverson's one of those dudes who's going to go out there and he's going to throw it over the plate every single time. And when you throw over the plate consistently, you give yourself a chance no matter how good your stuff is. And I think he's really shown that today. Even today, and every time he's gone out there, as long as you throw over a plate, you're going to get some good stuff to happen.
And that's something I've been impressed with. This lineup came in leading the league in batting average, but he's been able to keep them in check through the first 4+ innings so far.
Definitely.
As a 1-2 pitch misses up high into Sweet for a ball and even up the count.
Yeah, Iverson does a really good job of mixing stuff up as well. I think our whole pitching staff does too. Not being very predictable and being kind of difficult to hit against sometimes, even though that ball was hit well. That ball was smoked.
Ball lined out in the deep center field, but Ty Crittenberger on the run makes the catch a couple steps in front of the track.
That was a really good read. That's a tough ball to get a jump on. But line drive pretty line drive right at Ty and took a really good route right there. That's a tough ball to catch right there. That's pretty impressive.
As you said off the bat, good wood for sure, but Crittenberger able to get a good read off the bat and range back to make the play. That's another thing I've kind of noticed about this ball club. There's a lot of range out there in the outfield. You guys can cover a lot of ground.
Yeah, we got a lot of speed out there in the outfield. Our outfielders can really go after and get some balls. That was a really good example right there. And it always helps, catching, pitching doesn't matter. even if you're sitting on the bench, seeing a guy go out there and like being able to cover ground and getting outs wherever they can get makes the game go by faster, makes it better.
As now the ground ball over to third. Daniel Cruz on the run. Quick transition. Throw on to first in time. Over to Zion Avery for the second out of the inning. 2 up, 2 down in the top of the 5th.
We got a lot of people out here tonight. It's a great crowd. A lot of people come out for the fireworks. It gives a little buzz in the stadium. It gives the players a little extra motive to play. It always helps when the stadiums fill like it is tonight.
Oh, yeah.
It makes the game so much easier. It makes it so much more fun. Kids coming up asking for stuff. It makes you really enjoy summer ball and realize why you're here and why you play.
As Iverson now up in the count 0-1. But, yeah, I've never even seen this place this packed even when Ohio's playing in the spring. I mean, I've done games up here, and we never come close to this many people at this game. As the 0-1 from Iverson misses just outside.
It's definitely super cool as a player when you can just hear the buzz in the stadium. It gives you that really kind of like minor league, major league feel, about as close as you can get. You got a really nice stadium here, and just that buzz and like being able to look up and hear people cheering and everything like that. It's a cool atmosphere, an atmosphere I haven't really played in ever. Like an atmosphere like here, like Athens provides.
Yeah, I mean, this, as you mentioned, is the closest you're going to get to major minor leagues, and this is the only team they really have in this community besides Ohio Sports. The 1-2 pitch chased outside in the dirt, blocked by the catcher Johnson. Throw on to first just gets away from Zion Avery. As it was a swinging strikeout, but the ball got away from Johnson. It was reaching first base.
It was a really good block by Johnson right there. He just kind of baby to throw down there. And that throw can be a lot tougher than what people realize. It's almost like a guaranteed out. You got a lot of time to think about it. Sometimes, a catcher, like an instance like that, the guy's got all the time in the world and he thinks about it a little too much, and the next thing you know, something like that happens. So.
Plus, I mean, it's Johnson's first game playing this summer.
Right.
Probably a little bit cold. Hasn't been playing since the spring. So.
Yeah. Well, it's just definitely a play that it's routine. Don't get me wrong. It definitely should be made. But when you're a catcher, you're like you got all the time in the world. You start thinking a little too much. As soon as you start thinking, you try to get rid of it to get out of your own head, and something like that happens. So
the lineup turns over back to the top. First ball swinging is Randon Jernigan, fouls it away. 0-1. But Johnson wasted no time making an impact. Had a couple walks in his first 2 at-bats and had the RBI single in his last at-bat for his first hit on the team. As I'm sure you're pleased to have another catcher in the fold, maybe take a little bit of the workload off yourself.
Yeah. No, it definitely helps when now we have 3, so you can play every 3 days. Definitely gives your body a little break, especially after catching a whole lot in the spring and everything. Especially if an injury comes up or whatnot, you have some time to recover and you have some background.
The 0-1 from Iverson, breaking ball, catches the strike zone. So Jernigan will be down in the count, 0-2. He's 0 for 1 on the day. Struck out looking to start off things in the first inning. That had a sac bunt his last time up. As Zach Iverson looking to finish out his 5th inning of work as he has 2 outs. Runner on first. 6-1 Copperheads lead. The 0-2 pitch misses high and outside for a ball. Not a bad waste pitch there with 2 strikes, 1-2. As I'm joined by Chris Gambert here in the booth. He's been asking me for a while to try to get on here somehow. Glad we could finally get you up here.
I'm glad I can get up here. I've been wanting to try out this commentating thing. See the game from a different perspective more than anything. I'm glad I finally got the okay today.
As 1-2 pitch is lined down into left field, but it will hook just foul, and the count will remain 1-2.
Yeah, I got lucky enough to have an off day and asked Dunphy if I can get up here, and he was cool with it. So I said, why not? Why don't I come up here for an inning or 2 and try this thing out, have a conversation, change the game up a little bit.
That's right.
That way I don't sit in the bullpen all day or in the dugout and get bored. I get up here and change my view, get to talk about baseball a little bit. It's always fun to talk about baseball.
Plus you give me a little break. 1-2 pitch, foul back into the screen, so a tough at-bat here from Jernigan. Staying alive. But yeah, you ever commentated a baseball game before?
I have not, actually. I mean,
maybe MLB The Show or something like that.
Yeah,
you commentated those games.
My show games all the time. But in the dugout, you're talking. It's basically like you're commentating in the dugout with the other players. But I've never gotten up here and talked about it. I've always wanted to. It's pretty cool being up here and ball smoke too.
1-2 pitch lined into center field. Ty Krenberg on the slide. He trapped it as ruled not a catch. Pulling into third will be Hainages as that ball was smoked out in the center field. Ty Krenberger tried to make a diving catch, but it ruled trapped by the field umpire. So there'll be runners on the corners now with 2 away in the inning.
For the Locos, from Georgia Highlands College, the right fielder, number
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised here if the runner on first base wants to take that back. You got an outfielder on the bag, probably has a little bit of speed. It is 6-1, but you can get 2 runners in scoring position here with 2 outs. Base hit can make this game 6-3 if he steals here, but I would probably say he'd be running here soon. I don't know if they're going to or not. The lead's kind of big.
First pitch into Fisher is a called strike on the outside corner, 0-1. As Fisher on the day, 0 for 2 with a strikeout and a ground out to second base. As Iverson gets a sign, 0-1 pitch taken just upstairs for a ball, 1-1. Fisher thought about swinging but kept the hands back. Now even up the count. As Iverson coming set. A long pause. Now will come home with it. The 1-1 pitch swung on and missed. Got Fisher to chase it on the outside corner. And Iverson has him down in the count 1-2 with 2 away in the top of the 5th. Copperheads lead the Locos 6-1 as there's runners on the corners. As Iverson already has 5 strikeouts so far, looking to add a 6th as now time is called behind the plate. As now Iverson looks in.
He's running.
The 1-2 pitch, runner goes, pitch misses just low as Iverson thought he had the strikeout. But Jernigan takes off, gets to second base, now 2 runners on. It was like Tony Romo right there.
Yeah.
You called it right before it happened.
In a situation like that, a lot of teams like to steal with 2 strikes to give the batter a chance. But I almost disagree with that. If I'm going to steal in a situation like that, I want him running early in the count. Because if he runs early in the count, he's at second base early in the count. It gives him plenty of at-bat to drive into 2 runs. So like now the runner on second, third is 2-2 count already.
Yeah,
it's pretty far in the count as he just fouls that ball off down the third base line into the net. But now you're deep in the count. It's 2-2 count. He's fighting himself right now to stay alive on top of trying to drive in these 2 runs versus if he steals early, it's a 1-0, 0-1 count. He still has plenty of at-bat to work to drive him in. But you'll see a lot of teams steal, in later counts on the first and third instance.
2-2 pitch swung on and fouled over the third base dugout, well out of play. As we'll see another pitch at 2-2. There's a lot of 2s on that scoreboard right now. 2-2 count, 2 away, 2 runners on base. As Copperheads up 6-1, looking to take the first game of this 2-game set versus the North Division leading Lima Locos. As Iverson looks in, the 2-2 pitch is in the dirt. Nice block by the catcher Johnson to keep the runners where they are, but now it'll be a full count with 2 away.
Almost wouldn't be surprised here again if you go back to that changeup he just threw. You got an open base here. You got a decent little lead, so you can kind of toy with them. I wouldn't be surprised if he throws another changeup here. That's what I would call it at least, but I'm not behind the plate tonight.
So Iverson gets his sign from Tanner Johnson. Kicks and deals. A full count pitch. Swung on and missed. Foul tipped into the mid. 6th strikeout for Zach Iverson. He strands 2 runners in scoring position. And we head into the bottom of the 5th inning with Chris Gambert joining us here on the broadcast. He'll be back for at least an inning and a half, right?
Yeah, I'll be here to the end of the 6th.
That's right. So Copperheads 6, Locos 1. You're listening to Copperheads Baseball on the Copperheads Media Network presented by Ohio Health. Ambassador Laundry, your locally owned and operated laundry and dry cleaning business, is a proud sponsor of the Copperheads. Stop by 15 West Stimson for all your laundry and dry cleaning needs.
It's a grand slam when you shop locally. Look for the Athens Area Chamber of Commerce logo and be sure to support the businesses that support the Athens Sandlot, our very own Copperheads, and our community. Love Athens. Keep it local, because together we make a difference.
The fun is just beginning in Athens, Ohio. Outdoor concerts and festivals, rails and trails, a 30-mile meal, and the funky vibe of uptown Athens and Court Street, Ohio's most eccentric half-mile. The best road trip starts at AthensOhio.com, the region's most comprehensive site for maps, shopping, and dining directories, and events calendar. Visit AthensOhio.com and start planning your next adventure.
Classic brands Budweiser and Yingling are all proud supporters of Copperheads Baseball. Please drink responsibly and always use a designated driver. Responsibility.
This is Austin Dunphy, the manager with the Southern Ohio Copperheads, and you're listening to the Copperheads Media Network.
Bottom of the fifth inning, 6-1 Copperheads lead as the 8, 9, and 1 hitters are due up. Daniel Cruz, Jared Hurd, and Thomas Cesaro all due up, trying to add on to this Copperheads lead as Chris Gambert stays with us on the broadcast. Took some time out of his, I guess you'd say, busy day in the dugout.
Busy off day. Just one of those. Oh, that was a good swing right there. Trying to go big right there.
Cruz with a big cut at the first pitch, fouls it back into the screen. He is now down in the count, 0-1. And still Jacob Pennington remains on the mound for the Locos, trying to hold this deficit where it stands as the 0-1 pitch in the Cruz is again swung on and fouled back over top the press box. And it'll be an 0-2 count. As Pennington now in his second inning of work came on in relief as that ball is grounded towards third, fielded by Tolv on a hop, throws it on to first to retire Daniel Cruz. So Cruz is now 0 for 1 on the day. Jared Hurd digs in with one away in the bottom of the fifth.
We kind of talked about earlier the atmosphere that the Copperheads really provide. I think that's the cool part about summer ball is that a bunch of kids from all over the country and all different universities and college all come together to typically a small town and probably in the middle of nowhere for a lot of places. I mean, obviously Athens is not the tiniest of the towns out there, but
right.
A lot of small towns come out in the middle of nowhere and all coming together just to play, baseball for a summer. And depending on what league you go to and what teams, you can get crowds like this. There's plenty of teams up in the Northwoods that they average close to 8,000-10,000 people a game, which is absolutely absurd to me. But you all come together and come to play in the town, and all the town knows is the team. So I think that's pretty special too. It's always pretty cool to be a part of a team that is really loved by the town and all the fans.
0-2 pitch into Jared Hurd. A little slider misses outside and low for a ball, 1-2. I was about to ask you, what do you think your favorite aspect of all this is when it comes to playing all summer long?
There's a lot of cool things that comes with playing summer ball. Yeah, he went on that first base umpire. Oh, he did see it. A lot of times with the lefty up like that, and there's only a two-man crew, the field umpire has to stand behind the bag. So when a lefty checks swings, a lot of times it's really tough for him to see because he doesn't have the angle to see if the bat actually went over the plate. But apparently there he saw it. I guess he did. A lot of times it's a tough call.
It becomes a guessing game at that point.
Essentially you got to play it safe. So a lot of times they'll call him safe. If they even let him appeal, a lot of times the home plate umpire won't even let you appeal because he doesn't have the angle. But going back to your question, the coolest part, I guess the coolest part here, on top of just meeting all the different types of guys from all the different places, that's always my favorite thing about summer ball. That's my third year doing it, my last year, unfortunately. But that's the coolest thing I always enjoyed is, like, playing with guys like someone like Thomas that plays in Division II ball with me that I play against him regularly, or guys from Michigan State or guys from here. Like, I would never got to meet them if it was just regular old baseball, but because of summer ball, I get to meet them. And my other two places I went and played at definitely did not have an atmosphere or a crowd or even a following that the Copperheads do. So this is all kind of new to me, and I think this is really cool, just how the city really embraces us. And you have kids coming up and talking to you. Kids want your autograph, and you're really just loved here by the city. I think that's the coolest part about being a Copperhead is it's definitely the game is bigger than you're bigger than the game, or it's bigger than baseball in general. But when you come here, it's your first experience that it's not. I don't just come here and show up and play baseball. The fans really do love me, and the fans will talk to you. Kids will talk to you too. As Thomas goes down swinging on a front door slider right there.
I see you're trying to take my job as well too, as Thomas does go down swinging. So it's a 3-up, 3-down inning for the Copperheads. A couple of strikeouts for Pennington. Strikeouts 2 and 3 for him on the outing as we head into the top of the sixth. As the Copperheads lead at 6-1. As Chris Gambert stays with me on the broadcast for one more inning. As the Copperheads look to continue to put it on the Locos. They lead at 6-1. You're listening to Copperheads Baseball on the Copperheads Media Network, presented by Ohio Health. Fans, Jackie O's Pub and Brewery is the official pregame and postgame hangout for the Copperheads. Be sure to meet us there before and after every game. From your pint to your plate, Jackie O's proudly presents over 40 beers on draft, produced right here in Athens. Newly remodeled public house and kitchen menu, uptown in-house bakery, 22-acre farm and taproom facility lunch specials, and locally sourced dinners, 7 days a week. 100-plus person outdoor patio, uptown. Learn more at jackios.com, Instagram, or Facebook today. after the game, be sure to stop by Jackie O's Uptown or the Tap Room on Campbell Street. Just because the game ended doesn't mean your night has to. Jackie O's, the official pregame and postgame sponsor of your Copperheads.
Don't forget to stop by Kona Ice behind the press box on the third base side, locally owned and operated by Rich Hayes of Athens. They offer tropical shaved ice in an assortment of flavors, and be sure to ask.
Top of the sixth inning here at Bob Wren Stadium. Copperheads leading at 6-1. Looking to take the first game of this two-game set with the Lima Locos. Heart of the order due up, 3-4-5, as squaring to bunt is Kalina. Pulls it back, but pitch called a strike anyway, 0-1. As Kalina 0 for 2 on the day, struck out and grounded out to shortstop in his first two ABs. As Zach Iverson staying on the mound for the Copperheads, 0-1 pitch. Misses just a bit outside, 1-1 count as Chris Gambert on his off day took the time to come up to the booth with us. As 1-1 pitch from Iverson is fouled a long way down the third base line, well out of play, and Iverson finds himself up in the count 1-2.
It's always cool, like these chess matches that go on between pitchers and batters too. Like I get lucky enough to be able to be a part of it on both ends, on defense and offense, but guy just fouls the ball late on a fastball right there. I probably would go fastball in here, but obviously he did. He threw, I believe that's a changeup down the dirt. It's always cool, struck him out with a fastball inside. Exactly what I was thinking right there. Pitched late, but got him. And got one out. Was that the sixth strikeout for Iverson on the night? Seventh strikeout. So I'm one below, but it's always cool, especially when I get to go up and hit. Being a part of a chess match. I guess that's the competitive side of baseball no one really sees. When you're hitting, you're actually like, it's kind of like, basketball, you're facing against someone, or football, you're going against the other team. Like, you're going against the pitcher, you're fighting against them. So, like, it turns into, like, I guess you can say a guessing game, even though you never want to guess when you're in the box. But just trying to see what he's going to do to you, how he's going to attack you every time.
Right, as the 1-0 pitch into Tyler Toll misses low for a ball, 2-0. As with that strikeout, Iverson is now tied for the league lead in strikeouts. He came in trailing by 7, but he has 7 on the ball game now. As the 2-0 pitch misses outside for a ball. So Tove way up in the count now, 3-0. But yeah, Iverson's just one of those guys. He's really fun to watch pitch, especially this season, how he just moves in and out, stays out of the middle of the plate, throws strikes.
The most impressive thing is, he's not even a pitcher at Michigan State. He kind of got thrown into the role with I think it was the second game of the year, maybe third game. I think it was the third game of the year. We had Cam from
that ball is stung out into left center field. Ty Krittenberger ranges it back, leaves his feet, and makes a catch out in left center field.
Wow, that was a heck of a catch out there by Ty.
Ty Krittenberger showing off the range in this one, as all the way out in left center field, leaves his feet, and able to make the catch over his head. 2 away now in the inning as he gets a tip of the cap from the pitcher Iverson.
Yeah, that's definitely one you deserve right there. That ball is way back in the left center gap right there, and Ty went a long way. Had to have almost a perfect route, and he did. Near the end, he kind of lost his balance, but made a great catch. But that was a great swing by that lefty, really going the opposite way, driving that ball almost to the warning track. That's a pretty impressive swing right there, especially down the count like he was.
So an 0-1 count now into Ryan Smith. As that pitch misses low and away, took something off it. It'll be a 1-1 count. As Smith on the day does not have an at-bat yet, has one at-bat, and he walked. As 1-1 pitch is fouled away down the first base foul line and probably out of the stadium facilities as Iverson again up in the count 1-2. That's another thing about him. I feel like very rare he's ever behind in the count. He's always working ahead.
Yeah, I think, like I said, it's the most impressive thing because we were supposed to have Cam Stichlich, however he pronounced his last name. He was supposed to throw the third game of the year, and he ended up having some arm problems before the game. And they throw Iverson out there 10 minutes before first pitch, have him warm up, and he threw a great game. And all of a sudden now he's our third man in the rotation, one of our best arms, and he wasn't even supposed to pitch for us this summer. I think that's the most impressive thing about him, just how he's like always calm, cool, and collective. Whether he's hitting or pitching, he seems like he knows what he's doing up there, and he's always like ready to go at the last minute, like he was how he started pitching for us.
I remember that game you mentioned because we got the lineup card. Nobody ever told us that it was a new pitcher, and then he gets out on the mound. It's a 2-2 pitch is swung on a miss. 8 strikeouts now for Zach Iverson, but he got out on the mound, and there was obviously not Stigwitz. Number 14 was out there, and we were just standing there like, oh boy. That's not the guy who we thought it was.
This isn't him.
But so he retires the side in the top of the 6th inning. As the Copperheads still holding on to a 6-1 lead. We're heading to the bottom of the 6th. You're listening to Copperheads Baseball on the Copperheads Media Network, presented by Ohio Health. Copperheads would like to thank Wendy's for their support of the team and players. If you're hungry, stop into Wendy's located off Richland Avenue and East State Street. Check the back of your ticket stub for a free small Frosty with any purchase.
Stephanie Wood with Ohio Realty. She will help you find your next safe home. Stephanie Wood bringing home the results and going the extra distance.
Snyder, Fuller, and Stroh has supported the Copperheads since 2002. We're proud of that affiliation and excited to sponsor Fireworks Night again this year on June 29th. As one of the premier financial and insurance firms in the region, Snyder, Fuller, and Stroh is focused on helping our clients secure their financial future. What's your plan? Give us a call at 594-8385.
My name is Chris Gambit from Louisville, Kentucky. Shout out to all my Bellarmine Knights. You're listening to Copperheads Media Network.
Now in the bottom of the 6th inning as Chris Gambert's bumper just played as he sits right here next to me. Is that a little weird hearing your voice over there?
It is weird hearing my own voice. I don't like to listen to it, but I had you right there. I didn't sound too bad, I guess.
You get used to it doing what I do. So, yeah, it's first pitch in to the leadoff man. That is Reese Trey. Is a called strike on the outside corner, 0-1. Trey 0 for 2 on the day. He scored the game's first run back in the first inning when he was hit by a pitch. As the 0-1 pitch in from Pennington is fouled away by Trey. He quickly behind in the count, 0-2. As it is fireworks night here at Bob Wren Stadium, just told by Director of Ballpark Operations Ryan Donahue, over 1,000 people on hand for tonight's ball game. You're excited for fireworks, right?
I always like fireworks.
Yeah, right.
And I mean, I don't know how many people don't. Get out, ball.
As the 0-2 pitch fouled down to third baseline, running out of room is Tolv, and it will land up on the hill down the third baseline, so the count will remain at 0-2 to Reese Trahey.
You hear the PA announcer right there say for kids to get behind the orange line. I hear him say that probably 7 or 8 times during a game. I imagine he probably gets annoyed saying that to every little kid that comes to these games.
0-2 pitch line by Trey over the second baseman, made a leaping attempt but unable to come in and make the play. So Trey has a leadoff single in the bottom of the 7th. 4th hit on the game for the Copperheads, and now Sebastian Fabic will get a chance to hit with a runner on, nobody out.
That was a really good at-bat by Reese right there, fighting off some tough fastballs. And that was a tough slider down the dirt, and he has a good enough swing where he just stayed through and found a hole right where he needed to hit. That was a really good at-bat. Probably hit a little off the end, but it doesn't matter. It falls in for a base hit.
Muscled it over the second baseman as first pitch into Fabic will be a breaking ball, bends over the heart of the plate for a strike, 0-1.
I'd be surprised if they throw him anything straight. He's probably getting a bunch of breaking balls. He's hitting really well this summer. Teams know that. He's definitely not getting anything to hit.
0-1 pitch misses up high for a ball, 1-1. I was just about to ask you that. How impressive has his longevity of, because everybody, you start out hitting like 500, like, okay, it's going to come down at some point, but he just keeps hitting. He still is above a 400 average. It's ridiculous.
No, it definitely is impressive, and it's cool to watch. I think what's as that breaking ball in the dirt that he swings at and Reese takes the extra base on that dirt ball. I think it's just impressive at watching him go. People like that can do it for a longevity of time. Just watching them go about their business each and every day, and you're gonna have a couple of at bats, but when you look at the end of the day, he's like 3 for 5, and it's like you think about the 3 hits he had or the 3 good swings. It definitely is impressive, and when you're on one of those runs like he's on right now, it's like all you try to do as he hits a fly ball, pretty deep fly ball, a slider up in the zone. He goes the opposite way. It's going to be deep enough for Reese to tag up from second to third. Just seeing someone go for that long, when you're in one of those stretches, I don't know about how Sebastian is, but I try to do everything the same every single day.
Right.
I set my routine, like whether that's I eat Wendy's at 12 o'clock every day or I work out at 8 like I keep the schedule the same just to keep the superstition alive. But when you're in one of those things, the last thing you're thinking about is getting out. You're trying to ride as long as you can, doing anything you can.
So now runner on third with one away is Zion Avery. Digs in. 0 for 1 on the day. Was hit by a pitch and walked. He takes a big swing. He tried to add 2 runs on the board with that one, but comes up empty, 0-1.
1 out, the infield back. All he has to do right here is just put a ball in play. So if I'm the pitcher here, probably not going to give him anything to hit. I'm going to make him chase like he just did there, especially with the head up. Went fastball up again. Probably looking for a breaking ball down here. If I'm Z here, I'm probably choke up on the bat, try to do anything to just put the ball in play, get another run across the board, make it 7-1 to make it a little bigger.
The 1-1 pitch is a breaking ball, misses below the knees. We got to get you up here all the time. You're just calling out pitches left and right. I mean, of course, that's probably the catcher in you.
Yeah,
but
it helps. It helps that I catch. But in a situation like this, you go up and you look around. You're like, all right, 1 out. Guys are back. Let's get another run here. Try not to do too much. Just put a ball in play. Even a ground out here gets a run in. And, almost hit him with a breaking ball right there. So 3-1. Probably if I'm the pitcher, definitely not giving him anything to hit. If you walk him, not the worst case scenario, because then you get a runner on first base. You have a double play in order. So probably never break. I would probably throw him another breaking ball here, but he's probably going to throw a fastball. Yep.
3-1 into Avery, is fouled up over the press box. Now I run the count full at 3-2. But as you mentioned, with first base open, not the worst case scenario. Sets up the double play with 1 away.
Yeah, and those are one of the hitters right there. 3-1 fastball right there. He fouled back. Those are ones that you have nightmares about. That's a hitter count all the way. And I know he's just as frustrated as I would be. As he fouls in there. 3-1 fastball away there. Really good at bat he's putting here. This is definitely a time where you just choke up and you just try to put anything you can in play to see if we can get another run here. Because you let teams like this hang around for too long, you never know what can happen.
As now another full count pitch into Zion Avery. He does not chase it, takes it high and away for a ball. So Avery works his second walk on the ball game. Now runners at the corners with 1 away for Tanner Johnson.
So this would be another prime time in the game to do a hit and run. I don't think they're going to do it here with Tanner coming up to bat. No, we don't really know exactly how he handles the bat. But this is a really good example of when you would do a hit and run. Even though we're up 6-1, it's a little bit big. But you got 1 at first and third with 1 out. You want to do a hit and run here to essentially break up the double play. So he goes in motion so they can't turn 2, and you can get a run in on basically any ball in play. I don't know if he'll do it here because we're up 6-1. And just doing a first pitch breaking ball. Probably get another one here. Yep. After that swing, I'm willing to bet he's probably going to get a third one here. Well, I don't know if it's probably not going to be in the zone, but he's probably going to get another breaking ball.
As Johnson now down in the count 0-2, looking to add on to the 6-1 Copperheads lead in the bottom of the 6th.
Fastball away.
As
the catcher thought that was 3 outs, that was only 2.
So 2 away now in the inning as Johnson chases the fastball away. First time he's retired in a Copperhead uniform. Now Phil Glasser will need a base hit with 2 away in the inning to extend the 6-1 Copperheads lead.
The hit and run, that last situation I was talking about, would work even better to lefty because all he has to do is pull the ball. But being up 6-1, I'm sure you don't really need to be pressing for runs right now. You probably just want to let yourself bat them in. You don't need to be run yourself into outs and whatnot.
As Pennington comes set, here comes the 1-0 pitch into Glasser. Will catch the outside corner for a strike, even up the count at 1.
Ball looked a little out and up.
As now the 1-1 pitch, Avery does take off. Swing and a miss from Glasser. Avery will get to second. Has no throw from the catcher, Harmon. He just eats it. And they'll be 2 in scoring position now, but a 1-2 count.
It's a good jump. That's what Z's done really good all year, is just getting those running leads on pitchers without they at least expect it and just, take a bag like that. They can come up huge if Phil comes here and gets a base hit, or even gets a 100% hit him. I don't know why the umpire hasn't called it yet. Has he called it?
He didn't make a signal, but Phil definitely thinks he got hit. He's walking down to first base.
I assume I guess it hit him because he's going to first base, but the umpire never signaled right there.
Yeah. Well, now you know the tough part of my job when umpires just don't do anything and just sitting up here
trust me, when
trying to figure out what happened.
When we're done in the dugout or even when we're on base, we're the same way. We're like,
right.
You going to make a call? You gonna I hit him, but like you still have to throw your hands up and say dead ball. You can't just leave the whole ballpark out in question. So, but like I was saying with Z stealing that bag right there, even with 2 runs, and even though we're up 6-1, in any situation that gives a hit away from 2 runs essentially, especially now with tie, bases loaded, ball in the gap, probably scoring 3. If you can put a ball, that ball was definitely away. I don't know why that was a strike, but fastball probably in the other batter's box that got called a strike.
As it is 0-1 now into Ty Crittenberger, who had an RBI single earlier in the game, as that pitch misses for a ball.
Oh, wow.
1-1.
Little makeup call there. You'd be surprised how much makeup calls actually play a factor in games.
Really?
When you get an umpire that knows himself, like a lot of times if the umpire knows he messes up, they will do a little makeup call, and they're pretty obvious to tell when you catch, when you get a call that you're not expecting to get, then all of a sudden you don't get one. It's like you kind of tip your cap, you understand. Those are good umpires. I've had umpires that will admit, they'll tell me they missed pitches, and that's all I want. If you're going to be honest with me, be honest with me. I want your zone to be consistent and everything.
Right.
If you miss one, just let me know, because I know you did.
As Crittenberger gets way under that one, he pops it high in the infield. Coming in as the third baseman, Tove. He will make the catch. And despite loading the bases, the Copperheads do not add on to runs. As Chris Gambert planned on staying for 2, but I think I'll let you stick around a little longer. You've been doing a good job. You've been doing a good job. So we head into the top of the 7th. Copperhead 6. Locos 1, as Iverson will take the mound for his 7th inning of work, looking to earn the victory. You're listening to Copperheads Baseball on the Copperheads Media Network, presented by Ohio Health.
To stop by Kona Ice behind the press box on the third base side, locally owned and operated by Rich Hayes of Athens. They offer tropical shaved ice in an assortment of flavors, and be sure to ask about their fundraising opportunities.
Rocky Brand is so much more than you think. Rocky Brand is a global leader in the footwear and apparel market with over 1,500 distributors of Rocky, Georgia Boot, and Durango brands nationwide. Rocky Brand designs, develops, and markets hard-working boots, outdoor footwear, and apparel designed for every pursuit, and fashionable women footwear that invites you to live a little on the edge. And they do it all right here in Southeast Ohio. To see the whole Rocky Brand story, go to rockybrands.com.
State Farm and agent Shauna Stump are proud supporters of Copperhead Baseball. Visit our West.
Top of the 7th inning, as Zach Iverson staying on the mound. The Copperheads holding on to a 6-1 lead over the Locos, who currently hold the best record in the GLSCL. As the first pitch of the inning is a called strike on the outside corner into Gavin Harmon, 0-1. Harmon is 0 for 2 on the day with a strikeout. He lined out to Glasser his last time up as the 0-1 pitch.
He didn't go.
A peel down the first, just a little low below the knees. 1-1.
1-1, probably a breaking ball is what I would throw here if I'm going to continue my guessing games. Change up, right around change up.
As 1-1, ground out to Glasser, strong throw over to Zion. Avery covering first base. And the first man of the inning retired, no problem. As now 5 in a row set down by Iverson, going back to the 5th inning. And 1 away now in the top of the 7th. As Chris Gambert joins me. Planned on just doing 2 innings, but
I had too much fun up here. I had to stay for one more. It beats just sitting down in the dugout and not doing a whole lot. I might as well talk about the game with some people.
Hey, I love having you up here. Connor not on the broadcast with us today as he went home for the day, as that pitch that called strike 0-1.
I'd probably guess breaking ball. Is what he's probably throwing here. Probably not. Change. Yeah, it was a fastball.
The 0-1 pitch catches at the knees. Nice spot there from Iverson. And it'll be an 0-2 count quickly to Zach Sweet, who is 1 for 2 on the day. Roped an RBI double back in the 2nd inning for the only run of the game, but is also flown out as the 0-2 pitch misses outside for a ball, 1-2. As after a couple of shakeoffs, Iverson gets a sign he wants. 1-2 pitch grounded towards Thomas Cesaro. Nubber off the end of the bat. He fields it in the hole. Throw on to first in time. And a couple of ground ball outs to start the top of the 7th inning for Zach Iverson.
When you get a pitcher like Iverson that just mows through lineups, keeps the game going, it helps your offense more than people think too, because it gets your offense, back in the dugout as quick as they can. They can get back in the zone of hitting. The last thing you need is for a pitcher to stall up on the mound and keep everyone cold. Ooh, good pitch.
As first pitch into Tim Martin, is it called strike 0-1? Martin is 0 for 2 on the day, struck out and grounded out to third as the 0-1 pitch from Iverson is lined out towards shortstop Phil Glasser, almost able to make the catch, just gets over his outstretched glove.
He got up there.
Into left field. Jared Hurd throws it back in. 5th hit on the game for the Locos. There'll be a 2-out base runner after all for the number 9 hitter. But he did get up there. I was quite impressed with that one.
He made a really good play. I believe it was in the 4th.
Yeah, when he turned the double play.
He jumped up and turned double play. I've seen him do it 2 or 3 times this summer. He's pretty solid over there at shortstop. Makes the routine plays, and people oftentimes really overlook the routine plays. Like, yeah, it's cool to make some diving plays here and there, but a shortstop or an infielder that can make all the routine plays, you overlook it because it's almost a guaranteed out when you hit it right at someone like that.
As that ball's grounded to Daniel Cruz, he dives, but it bounces off his glove and gets into shallow left field. Stopping at second base is Martin, as that should be a single.
Yeah, it definitely should
for Ray Endiges.
See how they score that.
So now there'll be runners on first and second. Lineup will turn over. In the top of the 7th, Copperheads still lead at 6-1 as Cruz has been someone who's really impressed me in the field. His ability to play all the positions. He's just so smooth.
He's got a really good glove.
Yeah, for sure.
Really makes the plays that need to be made too. I'd like to see him kind of be a little more urgent in the infield, but he's got a really good glove, and he can, like you say, he plays multiple positions for us, which helps when we have a roster so thin that we have right now. And I'm willing to bet that we have the thinnest roster in the Great Lakes League. I'm convinced because we oftentimes don't have a whole lot of people in reserve every single night because of just how thin we are as he fouls the ball straight back.
You mentioned thin. I mean, Dunphy's still calling people, trying to get you come play for you guys, and we're almost in July. So
yeah, we need people coming by the daily. All it takes is one bad hop on a ball to someone, and they're going to miss a couple weeks or somewhere. One wrong turn. Ooh.
As that 0-1 pitch grounded towards the dugout, as Jake Hansen tried to play it on the hop, unable to, but down in the count. 0-2 is Randon Jernigan, who was 1 for 2 on the day. Struck out looking to open up the ball game. Had a single his last time up. Was stranded at second base back in the 5th inning. But down in the count, 0-2. Iverson, 8 strikeouts already, looking for a 9th. As the 0-2 is a breaking ball. Foul back into the screen.
Those are pitches right there hitters love. You throw a breaking ball that just floats up in the zone like that. He misses. He fouls it off right there, which is good at bat, but those breaking balls that just float in there sometimes, man, those look like the biggest cookies in the world
beach balls.
to hit. The
I used to be told.
Is the least thing, the thing that's I think the best way to describe them is beach balls.
Yeah.
Sometimes they look even bigger than those. Your eyes light up and you try to hit a mile. A lot of times you just swing and miss on them.
0-2 pitch. Got him to chase in the dirt. Tag by Tanner Johnson. 9th strikeout on the outing for Zach Iverson as he continues to go through this Lima Locos order. As going into the bottom of the 7th, Copperheads still lead at 6-1. Looking to add on to the lead, just 6 outs away as it's stretch time here at Bob Wren Stadium. As when we come back, Copperheads will be up in the bottom of the 7th inning. You're listening to Copperheads Baseball on the Copperheads Media Network, presented by Ohio Health.
Classic brands Budweiser and Yingling are all proud supporters of Copperheads Baseball. Please drink responsibly and always use a designated driver. Responsibility matters.
Donato's is the exclusive pizza provider of the Southern Ohio Copperheads. With toppings loaded from edge to edge, Donato's Pizza will be sure to satisfy your hunger. Located at 688 East State Street in Athens, make Donato your pizza of choice today. Order by calling 740-529-5049 or order online at donatos.com.
Southern Ohio Copperheads would like to show our support for Echoing Hills. Echoing Hills provides individuals a place to call home and a comfortable and safe environment where they can achieve their dreams surrounded by supportive friends and staff. For more information, contact them at 740-594-3541.
Fall Green Mortine, one of the nation's leading integrated marketing and communication firms, prides itself on hiring the best and brightest graduates from across the country each year. In fact, the company is home to many Ohio University alumni. For more details on internships and employment opportunities, visit www.fallgreenmortine.com.
You'll be living the life if you stay at the Holiday Inn Express with a free complimentary breakfast, high-definition televisions in all the rooms, and free Wi-Fi, in addition to being the only non-smoking hotel in Athens. Live the life, Holiday Inn Express.
Fans, Jackie O's Pub and Brewery is the official pregame and postgame hangout for the Copperheads. Be sure to meet us there before and after every game. From your pint to your plate, Jackie O's. Bottom of the seventh, pitching change for the Locos as it's Kyle Satcher at Lourdes University, making his 6th appearance on the year. Submarine pitcher, 3.15 ERA and 6-2 thirds innings pitched, struck out 4, giving up 6 hits, 4 walks in his last outing. Went 2 1/3, giving up 2 hits, striking out 1 and walking another, facing 11 batters as he looks to keep the deficit as is. For the Locos, it's Daniel Cruz, Jared Hurd, and Thomas Cesaro all due up, as we were just talking before we came back on the air about hitting off, being a right-handed hitter, hitting off a submarine guy, and just kind of the
I like it more when a lefty throws a little two-seam action because you can have an approach. But the righty-on-righty right now with the submarine, these are tough at-bats because if you get a true submarine guy like this guy right now, he's probably going to get close to about a foot of run going right to your back foot. And as a righty, that is probably one of the most uncomfortable things is a ball breaking towards your back foot. A lot of times, like he just threw Cruz right there, he just fouled off a Frisbee. They have that big sweeping slider that's pretty slow that you can see right away, but moves from corner to corner. So as a righty facing a righty submarine guy like Cruz is right now, it's pretty tough. You literally are fighting for your life like that. As you can see, that ball just kind of floats up there and stays. And when you hit, it's even slower, and you can see it the whole way, and you want to swing at it all the way. And a lot of times submarine guys, they can bust you hard down, throw that two-seam back foot, and all they got to do is start that slider down the middle of the plate, and you're probably going to get a swing at it no matter what, even if it breaks the other way.
So Cruz down in the count 0-2 as he takes that pitch low and away for a ball. Now 1-2 count.
So with submarine guys, it's really easy to get guys out because you can throw the slider like you just threw away, get the batter seeing slow and away, then you can throw that fastball down and in like he did right there, strike him out.
As 1-2 chases in the dirt, picked by the catcher Harmon, throwing the first a little high. First baseman able to handle it. Daniel Cruz is retired to lead off the bottom of the 7th inning, and now the 9-hitter Jared Hurd will dig in.
So now with the left hit the bat, it's a little better. Kind of like I was saying, as a righty facing the lefty. With the ball tailing away here, Jared can have an approach of trying to hit everything to left center and just going with the pitch. And if he wants to float that slider into Jared, he can turn on and throw it on the softball field. But as a righty facing the righty submarine, it's miserable. It's just not fun. You're trying to hope he throws something up in the zone that you can hit, but a lot of times they throw everything low.
As Hurd squares the bunt.
I don't really know why he's squaring,
and he offered at it, unable to get it down to be an 0-1 count.
This would be really key if he can get on here and maybe take a bag and get him in scoring position.
As the 0-1 in the Hurd will stay low for a ball, even up the count at 1. Still a packed house here at Bob Wren for fireworks night later on after the ball game.
I think Iverson's done for the evening. You have Sells warming up down the pen. I'd be surprised if they send Iverson back out. If they send Iverson back out, I would only send him out for a batter or two. Give him a base runner. If he lets a guy on base, let Sells come in here and close this thing out. You have Sells down the pen warming up. Try to close this thing out.
The 2-1 in the Hurd, lined out towards the shortstop, and to get into left center field for a base hit. Jared Hurd takes a big turn, but will stop at first base. Ball fired back into second.
It's a really good at bat. Kind of like I was saying there, he threw a little two-seam down away, and Jared probably had the same approach I was talking about. Stuck with it, just went with it. It's pretty easy when that ball's kind of, well, I wouldn't say easy. Hitting's not easy, but it's easier when that ball's breaking away. You can see it versus breaking it in, and you got to bring your hands in. So here, the pitcher doesn't even have to really throw a lot of off speed to kind of get a ground ball from Thomas, he probably can throw straight fastballs and get a ground ball. And that's not a knock against Thomas. That's just the nature of throwing a righty on righty submarine guy.
So the first pitch into Cesaro misses low for a ball, 1-0. Cesaro 0 for 4 on the day. Had an RBI ground out back in the second. As the Copperheads have not scored since the bottom of the fourth as they put up runs in the first 4 innings. As taking off as Hurd on the pitch, throw down to second is a little to the right of the bag, and it gets out into center field. Now Jared Hurd will cruise into third base and be just 90 feet away from scoring as the throw from the catcher gets away from the second baseman. Hurd had the bag stolen, but able to take third as well.
So now this is, if I was the Locos, I'd play in. I don't think they're going to, but yep, here they come. They're going to come playing in. I'd play in here because you're probably going to get a ground ball out of Tom here with a two-seam or with a submarine guy on. As they come in, you can get a ground ball and keep that guy on third, save the runs.
As already trailing.
Ooh.
As a nasty pitch.
So I was talking earlier, that floater that just starts in the middle, and as a hitter, you see it and you think it's good all the way until it just starts breaking. By the time it breaks, you're already committed, and the ball's in another batter's box.
So Cesaro chases the 1-2 pitch in the dirt, and he'll be retired via the strikeout. So now it's going to take a base hit to score that runner at third. With 2 away in the bottom of the 7th, Reese Trahey digs in another lefty. It's a 6-1 lead for the Copperheads, looking to take the first of 2 games in their last series of interdivision play on the season. As first pitch into Trey takes a big rip, but comes up empty, 0-1.
Looked like almost like a changeup there. It looked a little slower than his fastball, and I know Reese's eyes lit up at that ball right there. He took a huge hack after it.
Gets Trey a little out in front on the first pitch.
Slider, maybe?
0-1 pitch now is a slider, stays outside. Trey able to keep the hands back. It'll be a 1-1 count. As Jared Hurd leads off third base, looking to extend the Copperheads lead. Here comes a 1-1 pitch. Trahey fouls it off the end of the bat back into the screen. He'll be down in the count now, 1-2. As Satcher back on the hill, looking for his third strikeout of the inning. So he has Trahey down 1-2, 2 away in the inning. Jared Hurd leads off third. Here comes the pitch and gets Trahey out in front for the strikeout. So Jared Hurd will be stranded at third base. And that ends the 7th inning. Copperheads still up 6-1. I want to thank Chris Gambert.
Thank you for having me.
For joining me in on the broadcast. Hope you had fun.
Oh, it was a pleasure. I try to get up here more often. It's more fun up here.
That's what we like to hear. We head in the top of the 8th. Copperheads holding on to a 5-run lead. Listen to Copperheads Baseball on the Copperheads Media Network, presented by Ohio Health. The Southern Ohio Copperheads would like to show our support for Echoing Hills. Echoing Hills provides individuals a place to call home in a comfortable and safe environment where they can achieve their dreams surrounded by supportive friends and staff. For more information, contact them at 740-594-3541.
Ball Green Mortine, one of the nation's leading integrated marketing and communication firms, prides itself on hiring the best and brightest graduates from across the country each year. In fact, the company is home to many Ohio University alumni. For more details on internships and employment opportunities, visit www.ballgreenmortine.com.
You will be living the life if you stay at the Holiday Inn Express with the free complimentary breakfast, high-definition television in all the rooms, and free Wi-Fi. In addition to being the only non-smoking hotel in Athens, live the life, Holiday Inn Express.
Fans, Jackie O's Pub and Brewery is the official pregame and postgame hangout for the Copperheads. Be sure to meet us there before and after every game. From your pint to your plate, Jackie O's proudly presents over 40 beers on draft, produced right here in Athens. Newly remodeled.
This is Jackson Mandela. I'm from Milwaukee, Wisconsin, and this is your Copperhead Media Network.
New man on the mound, Colin Sells, comes in relief for Zach Iverson, who went 7 strong innings, striking out several batters in the ballgame. As he now leads the GLSCL in strikeouts. He goes 7 innings, giving up 6 hits, 1 run wasn't earned, striking out 10 batters, just 1 walk. As now Colin Sells, the Ohio University Bobcat, digs in, or takes the bump for the final 2 innings, trying to preserve the victory. It's a 10th appearance on the year for Sells. That's an 0-3 record, 3.70 ERA in 11 1/3 innings pitched, 12 strikeouts, 10 walks, 14 hits. As he pitched an inning back on June 27th, a couple days ago against the Graders, gave up 1 hit, facing 4 batters, gave up no runs in an inning pitched. As he looks to get the final 6 outs and send this crowd home happy. As first pitch in to Lavoisier, Fisher is taken up high for a ball, 1-0. As Sells, the hardest thrower on this pitching staff for the Copperheads, can touch 90 as the 1-0 pitch is lined out to deep left field. Jared Hurd going back and it hits off the bottom of the wall. Going into second base is Fisher. He'll be in there standing with the leadoff double. As Jared Hurd tried to make a play on it, but it sails over his head, hits off the base of the wall. And a leadoff double for Fisher. One of the hardest hit balls we've seen in today's ballgame from either sides. As Fisher was able to get a hold of that one. And the runner on scoring position to lead off the inning. Nobody down as now Nick Kalina digs in. As for Fisher, that was his 5th double on the season. So he now stands out on second base. First pitch into Kalina's taken low for a ball, 1-0. As Colin Sells mentioned the 0-3 record. A couple of tough losses for him, as a lot of unearned runs given up by him, as the 1-0 pitch is taken inside for a ball, 1-1. But it's a big outing for Iverson, going 7 innings, as this bullpen need a couple days off after the long road trip. As now the 1-1 pitch Sells gets Kalina to foul it down towards the first base dugout. He's up in the count now, 1-2. As it's 1 run on 7 hits, 2 errors for the Locos, 6 runs on 5 hits, 2 errors for the Copperheads in this 8th inning. As Fisher leads off second base. The 1-2 pitch catches the outside corner, first strike 3 called. Colin Sells with a nice pitch, paints the black for the first out of the inning. First strikeout for Sells in his first inning of work. And now Tyler Tolve will step into the box as that runner stays on second base. As Sells checks the runner at second. First pitch into Tolve is swung on and fouled back into the screen behind home plate. And Tolve is down in the count now, 0-1. As with the 5-run lead, Sells can just worry about throwing strikes, trying to record the final 5 outs and get the Copperheads their 3rd consecutive victory. As the 0-1 pitch is in on the fist, swung on and fouled over the third base side. It'll be an 0-2 count now as Sells looks to retire. Tolve, who on the day is 0-3, has a couple of flyouts and a ground out, 3-1 put out. As Sells way up in the count. Here comes the 0-2 pitch, swung on and fouled away deep down the third baseline, well out of play. So Tolve stays alive in the box. As with a win here today, the Copperheads would move to 12-10 on the season. As the Locos would drop to 13-8, they're currently 13-7, which is the best record in the GLSCL. 0-2 pitch, check swing from Tolve, appealed down to the field umpire, ruled no swing. As the pitch was just a bit outside, 1-2 count now to Tyler Tolve. The Copperheads have been impressive of late, 7-3 over the last 10 ball games to get a game above 500. As a 1-2 pitch is in the dirt, and it gets away from the catcher Johnson. And moving up to third base is Fisher on the wild pitch. The count will now be 2-2 as there was a runner just 90 feet away from scoring with 1 out. So a fly ball deep enough, could potentially score Fisher over at third base. But Sells, here comes a 2-2 pitch, swung on and chopped foul towards the first base batter's circle. And a tough at-bat here for Tyler Tolve with one away in the top of the 8th. As Sells gets signed from the catcher, Johnson comes set, kicks and deals a 2-2, misses high and away for a ball. And after being down in the count 0-2, Tolve has worked it full. As a walk would not be the worst in this situation with first base open, could set up a potential double play with one away in the inning. As the infield playing back for the Copperheads. Here comes a full count pitch. Misses high and outside for a ball, and Sells walks him. So there'll be runners on the corners now. With one away in the inning, Ryan Smith digs in, looking to put a dent into this Copperheads lead as they've been up 6-1 since the 4th inning. Now Austin Dunphy will walk out to talk to Sells, trying to calm him down as Sells has had his battles with walks this year, as through 11 2/3 innings now has 11 walks. As a meeting on the mound for the Copperheads. As the crowd still full here at Bob Wren Stadium, looking for a victory to celebrate here on fireworks night. As a crowd of over 1,000 plus, I was told by our director of ballpark operations, Ryan Donahue, who joined you on the broadcast up in Canada. Did a fine job. But now, home plate umpire breaks up the meeting on the mound. Austin Dunphy back down in the dugout. And Colin Sells is ready to go against Ryan Smith, who is 0 for 1 on the day. He was a defensive replacement back in the 2nd inning. As he swings the first pitch, fouls it towards the first base dugout, 0-1. But Smith walked in his first plate appearance and got doubled up on a line out, then struck out his last time up, one of 10 Zach Iverson strikeout victims. As that's a season high for him. The 0-1 pitch catches the low and outside corner for a strike. Nice spot there from Colin Sells, and he's quickly ahead 0-2 with runners on the corners. One away, 6-1 Copperheads lead over the Lima Locos. As Sells looks in, steps off the mound to get a new sign from catcher Tanner Johnson. As Johnson, first game with the team this season. But Sells back on the rubber. Here comes the 0-2 pitch. Breaking ball stays inside, almost hits Ryan Smith, but just avoids him. 1-2 count now. As Sells back on the rubber. Quick peek at the runner at first. Now that runner takes off. The 1-2 pitch chopped down the third baseline, and it will go just foul as Daniel Cruz probably wouldn't have had a play at first base, so a smart play to let it go foul before he touches it. As now all the runners will have to head back to their bases. Ryan Smith will have to come back to home plate and see another 1-2 pitch from Colin Sells. As there hasn't been any scoring in this one since back in the bottom of the 4th when the Copperheads plated their 6th run. But all zeros on the scoreboard since then. The 1-2 pitch into Ryan Smith, misses outside for a ball, and they'll even up the count at 2. So the last two batters now, Sells had down in the count 0-2, but has struggled to put both of them away. Tolve worked a walk, and now Smith is battling in the plate. As runner still in the corners with one out. Runner takes off. The 2-2 pitch misses outside and low for a ball. No throw down to second, so now they'll be 2 in scoring position. And the count will run full to back-to-back hitters as Ryan Smith has earned himself a full count. First base is open. Runners on second and third, one away. Copperheads holding on to a 5-run lead. Locos threatening to put a dent in it. 3-2 pitch, fouled away by Ryan Smith. Well out of play. And the count will stay full. Ryan Smith will get to see another pitch as Sells laboring so far in this inning, looking to get out of it. Only one away. Here comes a full count pitch to Ryan Smith. It'll miss just below the knees for a ball. So Sells has now walked back-to-back batters, and the bases are loaded with one away. As that puts the tying run now in the on-deck circle. As Gavin Harmon, the catcher, digs in. He's 0 for 3 on the day. Struck out, lined out to short on a nice play from Phil Glasser. He's also grounded out to Phil Glasser at short. As infield still back for the Copperheads, even with the bases loaded with the 5-run lead. First pitch, big swing from Gavin Harmon. And he comes up empty, 0-1. So back-to-back walks from Colin Sells has loaded the bases here. He's back in the windup. The 0-1 pitch will catch the outside corner for a strike. So 3 straight batters have now been down in the count, 0-2. Sells has been struggling to put him away. See if he can come in and attack Harmon on this one. As the 0-2 pitch from Colin Sells will miss just outside for a ball. Many fans in the stands thought Harmon might get rung up on that one, but the count will be 1-2. As it's Fisher on third, Tolv on second, Smith on first. Here comes a 1-2 pitch from Colin Sells. Misses just outside again for a ball. They'll even up the count at 2. So Sells having no problem getting up in the count, just struggling to retire the batter when he gets there. The count is again even at 2. As a 2-2 pitch from Sells, swung on and lined out into fairly deep right center field. Backing up is the right center fielder, Ty Crinbury, makes the catch in the hole. Runner tags up, and he will come in to score, but the Copperheads will trade it out for a run. As score will now be 6-2. That's the sac fly RBI for Gavin Harmon. But the second out of the inning is recorded. And it'll be runners on first and second, 2 away after the sac fly. So Sells gets a big out there. As there's 2 away now in the top of the 8th inning. Locos trying to battle back in this one. As now Zach Sweet digs in. Sweet 1 for 3 on the day. Roped the double back in the second inning for an RBI. Scored the Locos' first run. As first pitch into him catches the outside corner for a strike, 0-1. As runners lead off first and second, 2 outs in the inning. Sells trying to limit the damage done in the inning. The Copperheads still lead it by 4. As the 0-1 pitch will be swung on and chopped towards Zion Avery at first base, but it will go foul to the right of the first base bag. And it's 0-2. Now 4 straight batters. Colin Sells has had down the count 0-2. See if he can retire Sweet a little quicker than the last 3. As he gets his pitch from Tanner Johnson. Coming set. Checks the runner at second. Now will come home. The 0-2 swung on and missed. Strike 3. So Colin Sells, despite putting a couple base runners on, is able to just give up 1 run. And the Copperheads still lead at 6-2 as they're 3 outs away from winning this one. But first they got to bat one more time in the bottom of the 8th. With a 6-2 lead. You're listening to Copperheads Baseball on the Copperheads Media Network, presented by Ohio Health. Pre-game and post-game hangout for the Copperheads. Be sure to meet us there before and after every game. From your pint to your plate, Jackie O's proudly presents over 40 beers on draft, produced right here in Athens. Newly remodeled public house and kitchen menu, Uptown in-house bakery, 22-acre farm and taproom facility lunch specials, and locally sourced dinners 7 days a week. 100-plus person outdoor patio, Uptown. Learn more at jackios.com, Instagram, or Facebook today. After the game, be sure to stop by Jackie O's Uptown or the tap room on Campbell Street. Just because the game ended doesn't mean your night has to. Jackie O's, the official pregame and postgame sponsor of your Copperheads.
Don't forget to stop by Kona Ice behind the press box on the third base side, locally owned and operated by Rich Hayes of Athens. They offer tropical shaved ice in an assortment of flavors, and be sure to ask about their fundraising opportunities.
Rocky Brand is so much more than you think. Rocky Brand is a global leader in the footwear and apparel market with over 1,500 distributors of Rocky, Georgia Boot, and Durango brands nationwide. Rocky Brand designs, develops, and markets hard-working boots, outdoor footwear, and apparel designed for every pursuit, and fashionable women footwear that invites you to live a little on the edge. And they do it all right here in Southeast Ohio. To see the whole Rocky Brand story, go to rockybrands.com. Three, 4, and 5 due up for the Copperheads in the bottom of the 8th inning. Sebastian Fabic, Zion Avery, and Tanner Johnson. As remaining on the mound is Kyle Satcher for the Locos. First pitch into Fabic, misses outside for a ball, 1-0. Fabic 0 for 3 on the day. Has scored a run as he was hit by a pitch in the 4th and came around to score, as the 1-0 pitch from Satcher will run in right on cue. And Fabic will get hit for the second time, right after talking about the first time he got hit in the ballgame. So the leadoff man is on for the Copperheads in the bottom of the 8th inning. And now Zion Avery will step up to the plate. Avery on the day just 0 for 1. He's been hit by a pitch. Had an unassisted ground out to the first baseman. And then has walked his last 2 times up. First pitch into him. Sebastian Fabic breaks. Throw down to second is not in time. Sebastian will have the stolen base, as the pitch was a called strike. 0-1. That's Fabic's 5th stolen base on the year for the Copperheads. And he's in scoring position now with nobody out, as Copperheads look to earn that run back that they gave up in the top of the 8th, as it's a 6-2 score with nobody down in the bottom of the 8th. The 0-1 pitch into Zion Avery. He swings and fouls it behind him, as he thought he could have put a better swing on that pitch, but now he's going to have to protect. Down in the count, 0-2. As that pitch will now run in, and Zion Avery will get hit by a pitch. So the first 2 batters for the Copperheads get plunked in this inning. And that will bring a visit out from the pitching coach to Kyle Satcher, as that is now 5 times in this ballgame. 6 times in this ballgame that a Copperheads batter has been hit by a pitch. They came in leading the league in that category, but this game will stretch that lead out even further. The Copperheads only have 5 hits on the ball game, but 6 runs have come across the score. The pitching has been solid, and with that, we stand at a 6-2 Copperheads lead in the bottom of the 8th inning. Nobody out. Tyler Johnson will dig in his Copperheads debut, 1 for 2 with a couple of walks. Had an RBI single back in the 4th inning for his first hit and RBI with the team. Struck out swinging his last time up. As he squares the bunt, he gets it down, but it will still foul down the third baseline. So Coach Dunphy trying to play some small ball, move 2 runners in the scoring position with just 1 out, but Johnson unable to get the bunt down. It'll be an 0-1 count. See if he squares the bunt again on this pitch. As Johnson now steps out of the box and is ready to go. See if he squares the bunt again. Here comes the 0-1 pitch. Does not square. Fabic takes off on the pitch. It's looped out into left field, and that will land just foul, a few feet to the left of the left field foul line as Fabic and Avery both going on the pitch. A little bit of a hit and run tried out there for the Copperheads, but now Johnson down in the count 0-2 as Fabic and Avery both at the trot back to second and first base respectively. But now Tanner Johnson will regroup, has to protect with the 0-2 count. Here comes a pitch from Sasher. It'll be a breaking ball that bends just a bit outside for a ball, 1-2. Satcher comes set at the belt. Here comes a 1-2. Johnson able to foul that pitch off down the third base foul line, stay alive with a 1-2 count. Copperheads lead at 6-2 in the bottom of the eighth. 2 runners on, nobody out, 1-2 count. Into Tanner Johnson. Satcher trying to hold the Copperheads at bay. That 1-2 slider goes way outside. Easy take for Tanner Johnson. They'll even up the count at 2. So the 2-2 pitch. Runners take off. Johnson lines that one out into fairly deep left field, but the left fielder will line it up. Both runners will have to try to get back. The throw is going to come to first base to try to get Zion Avery, and it will not be in time as Avery was already rounding second base when Martin out in left field made the catch. So Martin tried to throw him out at first, but the throw pulls the first baseman off the bag just a little bit. Avery's able to get all the way back, as is Fabic. So the first out of the inning is recorded on the flyout. But the runners get back in time, and now Phil Glasser digs in with 1 away, 2 runners on. Glasser, another person for the Copperheads, has been on base 3 times, only 0 for 1 in the ball game, was walked twice, hit by a pitch, had an RBI walk back in the first inning. In the second inning, he walked and came around the score. It's the first pitch into him. Is a called strike, 0-1. But Glasser trying to extend the lead. The 0-1 is a breaking ball that bends toward the outside part of the plate. But will stay outside for a ball, 1-1, as the Orange Crush makes his way out in the left field after the 8th inning. Will erase one of the young Copperheads fans as the 1-1 pitch missed outside for a ball, 2-1 now to Phil Glasser, the left-handed hitting shortstop. As the infield back for the Graders, middle infielders at double play depth. As 2-1 pitch in the Glasser is roped out into right field. Going back as the right fielder, and it will be hauled in at the warning track. Sebastian Fabic will tag up and head into third base. And will hold up there. So Glasser gave that one a ride all the way out to the track, but the right fielder, Fisher, able to range back and make the catch. So almost a 3-run homer for Phil Glasser. But all it does is move up Sebastian Fabic 90 feet with 2 away. Now there's runners on the corners with 2 outs for Ty Krittenberger. The first pitch into Krittenberger will be a breaking ball that stays up high and inside for a ball, 1-0. Krittenberger had an RBI single back in the 3rd inning. 1 for 4 so far in the game. As the 1-0 pitch misses inside for a ball, 2-0 now to Krittenberger. Has 2 outs. Copperheads holding on to a 6-2 lead. Trying to add on some insurance runs here. The 1-0 into Krittenberger is hit high out into left field, but in the park. It will be caught by the left fielder a couple steps in front of the warning track, and that will retire the side in the 8th inning. But the Copperheads just 3 outs away from a victory to advance at 12-10 on the season against the Lima Locos as we head into the top of the 9th. Copperheads 6, Locos 2. You're listening to Copperheads Baseball on the Copperheads Media Network, presented by Ohio Health.
State Farm and Agent Shauna Stump are proud supporters of Copperhead Baseball. Visit our West Union Street office or call 593-6882 today to discuss all your insurance and financial services needs. She's celebrating 14 years of service in the Athens community. Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
Snyder Fuller & Stroh is one of the premier financial and insurance firms in the region. If you have questions regarding your financial, insurance, or employee benefit package, please call Mark Snyder, Jim Fuller, or Dan Stroh at 740-594-8385 or visit them online at www.snyderfullerstroh.com. That is SNIDERFULLERSTROH.com.
The Cat's Eye Saloon at
This is Jackson Mandela. I'm from Milwaukee, Wisconsin, and this is your Copperhead Media Network.
Top of the ninth at Bob Wren Stadium. Colin Sells needs 3 outs to close this ball game out, get the Copperheads their 12th victory on the year, and try to gain some ground in those South Division standings. As for the Locos, due up in the ninth, it's the 8, 9, and 1 hitters, Tim Martin, Xavier Hyendiges, and Randon Jernigan, trying to keep this ball game alive. It's the 4-run lead for the Copperheads, as Sells will look to shut the door out of the pen. As first pitch is swung on and missed by Tim Martin for a strike, 0-1. Martin, 1 for 3 on the day, had a single in his last at-bat, has also struck out and grounded out to third in his other 2 ABs. As the 0-1 pitch is again swung on and missed, as Sells gassing Martin with that one, got him to chase the upstairs fastball way behind it, 0-2. As Sells throws it on the outside corner, strike 3 called. Colin Sells paints the black on that 0-2 fastball, freezes Tim Martin at the plate, and he retires the first man in the top of the ninth with the 9-hitter. Hyendiges coming up to the plate. So Xavier's 2 for 3 on the day. He's reached base every time. As first pitch into him will miss up high for a ball, 1-0. Has a couple of singles, has also reached on a drop third strike, has not come around to score any time. As the 1-0 pitch from Sells is fouled back into the screen, and it'll be a 1-1 count. As here comes the 1-1 pitch from Sells. It catches the outside corner of the plate. And Sells now has Hyendiges down 1-2. Looking for his 3rd consecutive strikeout going back to the 8th. The 1-2 is fouled away. So Hyendiges will earn himself another pitch in the at-bat. Count remaining 1-2. This would be the Copperheads' 3rd consecutive victory if Sells can record the final 2 outs. As the 1-2 pitch misses just low below the knees, a little breaking ball. Not chased by Hyendiges, 2-2 count now. As here comes a 2-2 pitch. That pitch will miss low for ball 3, run the count full. So Sells looking to avoid walking, as you don't want to allow free base runners with a 4-run lead in the 9th inning. So here comes a full count pitch from Sells. It will miss low for ball 4, so he walks Hyendiges, who has now reached base in all 4 of his plate appearances in the ball game tonight. And the lineup will turn over to Randon Jernigan, as nobody's up in the Copperheads bullpen. So Coach Dunphy wanting Sells to get the final 2 outs of this ball game, as not expecting to see Braxton Kelly after he threw a number of pitches last night, as first pitch into Jernigan misses low for a ball, 1-0. Jernigan is 1 for 3, had a single in the 5th, has struck out twice, also had a sac bunt in the third inning. But it'll look to keep the train rolling here for the Locos, who need a rally. Down by 4 with only 2 outs to work with now. As the 1-0 pitch will miss low for a ball. And quickly up is Jernigan, 2-0 now. That was Sell's third walk in just a second inning of work when he walked high in digits. That's 2-0 pitch into Jernigan. Will miss low for a ball, so 3 straight balls. And now Sells is threatening to walk back-to-back batters in the top of the 9th. If he walks Jernigan, that would place the tying run in the on-deck circle with just 1 out. Yeah, it's 3-0 pitch from Colin Sells. Will catch the outside corner for a strike. And Sells will look to battle all the way back now, 3-1 count. Sells coming set at the belt, kicks and deals. Here comes the 3-1 pitch, reached and poked down the right field line, and it will stay foul. It will go foul, is the ruling by the home plate umpire. A late call, as it looked like that ball might have caught the line out there in right field as the pitch is on the outside part of the plate, but Jernigan just reached out there and poked it down the right field line, and it hooks just foul. And now the count will be full. So Sells trying to battle all the way back. Was down in the count 3-0. But the count will run full now. As heading back to first base is high on digits. As Sells comes set. The full count pitch will miss below the knees for ball 4. Back-to-back walks by Colin Sells with 1 out in the 9th. And just like that, the tying run is in the on-deck circle. And Lavoisier Fisher will dig in. He roped the double his last time up off of Colin Sells. As the infield coming in to try to calm down Sells a little bit. As he now has 4 walks in 2 innings of work. An inning and a third, actually. As now there is an arm warming up in the Copperheads bullpen. Looks like it could be Tanner Glass out there. Coach Dunphy coming up on the stairs, not coming in yet. Just seeing who's warming up out there. But Sells will look to find the zone again here. As there is 1 away. 6-2 Copperheads lead in the top of the 9th. Now runners on first and second. Lavoisier Fisher, first pitch, swung on and missed. 0-1. Fisher came around to score off the double his last time up for the second run for the Locos in the ballgame in the top of the 8th. As the 0-1 pitch will miss low and outside for a ball, even up the count at 1. So a long pause from Sells, checks the runner at second. The 1-1 pitch will catch the zone at the letters for a strike. Fisher didn't agree with it. He backs out of the box. It'll be a 1-2 count for Fisher. As Sells trying to roll a ground ball here. A double play would be big to finish out this ball game. He's up on Fisher 1-2. Here comes a pitch. It is swung on and fouled well out of play over the third base dugout. So Fisher will earn himself another pitch in this AB. As Sells is now nearing 50 pitches in just 2 innings out of the pen. Here comes a 1-2 pitch, swung on, or called strike 3 on the outside corner. Fisher didn't think so, but that's a second batter that is now caught looking in the inning. 4th strikeout for Colin Sells, and he's 1 out away from finishing off the Locos and earning the Copperheads their 12th victory on the year. As Nick Kalina, the 3-hitter, digs in. First pitch into him will catch the inside corner for a strike, 0-1. 0-1 pitch from Sells. Misses. Actually catches the knob of the bat of Kalina, called by the home plate umpire. So that'll be an 0-2 count, as it looked like it might have ran in and hit him on the hands. But it's ruled it hits the knob of the bat. Now Sells just one strike away from picking up the final out and giving the Copperheads the victory. Runner on first and second, 2 outs, 0-2 count. Copperheads lead at 6-2 over the Lima Locos. Here comes the 0-2 pitch from Colin Sells, swung on and hit down the left field line. Jaron Hurd sprinting, and he will slide and unable to make the catch, as a heck of an effort out there from Jared Hurd. Covered a lot of ground, but it will fall in foul ground, and the count will remain 0-2. But you got to applaud the effort there from Jared Hurd, trying to finish out the ball game, as he covered a lot of ground. He was playing pretty far off the line out in left field and was almost able to make that catch out in front of the bullpen. But the count remains 0-2 to Kalina, as the 0-2 pitch from Colin Sells will miss just outside for a ball. Count will be 1-2. 2 runners that are on base right now, both reached via the walk, as the 1-2 pitch from Colin Sells is swung on and fouled back into the screen. So staying alive is Nick Kalina, trying to keep this ball game alive for the Lima Locos, who came in with the best record in the GLSCL, 13-7, leading the North Division. Copperheads a strike away from beating them in the first game of this 2-game series. Here comes the 1-2 pitch from Sells, swung on and lined out in the left field. That will fall for a base hit. Jared Hurd will bobble down left field. Now the runner will come in to score, and the other runner moving up to third base, staying at first, is Nick Kalina. RBI single in the left field by Nick Kalina. First hit on the ball game, as well as first RBI. 6-3 now, as now the tying run will come up to the plate, as that ball was laced out in the left field. Jared Hurd unable to pick it up on the first hop, so the run is able to come in to score. Not sure if he was going to be sent at first or not, but now Tyler Tolve will swing at the first pitch and foul it over the third base dugout. 0-1. Still 2 away. Runners on the corners. 6-3 ball game, but the tying run is now at the plate, as it's 3 runs on 8 hits, 2 errors for the Locos. 6 runs, 5 hits, 3 errors for the Copperheads. Here comes the 0-1 pitch. Runner takes off, gets away from the catcher Johnson. Now another run will come in to score, and the runner who took off from second tries to get over to third base, and he will. The pitch is a ball, but on the wild pitch, the 4th run for the Locos comes in to score. It's now 6-4, and moving all the way from first to third is Nick Kalina on that wild pitch, as he was going on the pitch. And now he is 90 feet away from scoring. 1-1 count into Tyler Tolve. The pitch is lined up the middle for a base hit. So Tyler Tolve now has an RBI single, and just like that, it is 6-5 here at Bob Wren Stadium, as Colin Sells trying to record the final out, but is unable to. So 3 runs have come across for the Locos in this ball game, as now the leading run comes to the plate after the RBI single for Tyler Tolve. And it's Ryan Smith in, as Austin Dunphy takes the walk out towards the mound. Has not signaled down to the bullpen. But a 9th inning rally here for the Locos. Now they only trail by a run, as a tying run, Tyler Tolve, is on first base. So after the meeting out to the mound. Here comes a pitch into Ryan Smith. It will miss low for a ball, 1-0. As Colin Sells has given up now 4 runs in an inning and 2/3, but he is just 1 out away from securing the victory for the Copperheads. They hold a 6-5 lead. Runner goes on the pitch. Throw down to second is not in time. It'll get out into center field, and the runner will stay at second base. Nice backup there from Ty Krittenberger. Pitch was called a strike. But now a base hit could potentially score Tyler Tove from second base with a 1-1 count. Ryan Smith on the day 0 for 1 with a couple of walks struck out in the 6th inning. As Copperheads just need 1 out. Tying run is now on second base. It is a 1-1 count into Ryan Smith. As Sells the 1-1 pitch chopped down to third, but it will go just foul as Daniel Cruz touches it in foul territory. And it'll be a 1-2 count. As Sells, again, just 1 pitch away from retiring the side and securing the victory for the Copperheads as a tying run leads off second base, 6-5. As Ryan Smith taking his time getting back into the box. As fans starting to applaud here at Bob Wren Stadium, hoping that the final out comes. The 1-2 pitch from Colin Sells, swung up, strike 3 called. Ryan Smith gets struck out looking. Sells strikes out 3 batters looking in the top of the 9th inning. So despite giving up 3 runs, the Copperheads hold on and take a 6-5 victory from the Lima Locos to advance to 12-10 on the season. And the Locos will drop to 13-8 as the Copperheads will look for the sweep tomorrow in Game 2 of this short series at 5:30 on Sundays. It got a little dicey there in the last couple innings. A tying run did reach scoring position, but Sells able to strike him out looking for the final out of the ball game, and the Copperheads hold on to a 6-5 victory. As Zach Iverson earns a victory, striking out 10 batters in 7 innings. Colin Sells picks up the save. It got interesting, but able to finish it out. I want to thank you for tuning in to the broadcast. Make sure you stay tuned for the post-game show when we get Coach Austin Dunphy, as well as a Dan Inman player of the game. So make sure you stay tuned. Thank you for listening to Copperheads Baseball on the Copperheads Media Network, presented by Ohio Health. So Coach Austin Dunphy, after the 6-5 victory, Coach, you can exhale a little bit now after that dicey 9th inning. Talk about it. Take me through it. I mean, obviously, Colin was your only guy available out of the pen, so you knew you were sticking with him. How how encouraging was it to see him able to gut it out and get those final 3 outs for you?
Man, that's a big thing for him. He hasn't had a whole lot of experience in big-time situations like that. So it's one of those situations where he's been one of our best tail end of the bullpen guys all season long. And he's the only guy we had available today outside of Tanner Glass. Braxton Kelly threw a bunch yesterday, but I think this is a big thing for him moving forward in his college career. This is something that he'll be able to look back onto when he's in a big situation again. Like, hey, I was able to grind through that. Next time it's going to be even better. So I wanted to stick with him, one, because we didn't have much option, but two, I think that's something a guy in his position is going to need to go through moving forward to grow and become a better pitcher in tough situations like that if he wants to be tail end of the bullpen guy for Ohio University this year.
So only 5 hits, not the greatest offensive game, but you guys were able to scratch across runs when you needed to. Talk about how you guys were able to take advantage of the walks and the hit by pitches and the mistakes that they made throughout the first few innings there.
Yeah, man, we did a great job. Attacked early, got a run in the first, run in the second, and then tacked on 3 more. Iverson was doing a great job of keeping those guys off balance and letting us continue to score while hanging zeros on that side of the board. We had a bunch of opportunities with runners in scoring position late in the game, too. We just didn't capitalize. So this game could have been even more in our favor with only 5 hits. That's almost surprising to me that that's all we had, and we had runners in scoring position what seemed like all night long. We got to do a better job of that moving forward because if we only got one guy in the bullpen, 6 runs may not do it. So as we've seen few times this season, we got to keep our foot on the gas all 9 innings, and we had the opportunity to keep scoring late in the game. We kind of fell asleep there in about the 5th inning, I think, but it was there. Even with the lack of hits, they still battled their tails off all night long and gave us a chance to win, and we were fortunate enough to come out on top.
That's a very good team you just beat. They came in with the
Absolutely.
best record in the league. So talk about being able to beat a team like that. You guys have been running through the interdivision play so far, and it's your last game tomorrow. So just talk about.
Yeah, that's encouraging because this is something we're going to look back onto when we make the playoffs. I'm not going to say if, because we will make the playoffs as long as these guys stay focused and continue to do what they're going to do. This is a team we're going to see. So when we meet them again, we're going to know that, hey, we beat these guys. We're capable of doing that, so let's do it again kind of thing.
And especially, they came in with the best batting average in the league, and still Iverson was able to strike out 10 guys. And it's just so fun to watch him pitch. He works in and out, up and down, keeps out of the middle of the plate. Just talk about how impressive that he's really been this season. I know we talk about it all the time. But
yeah, I feel like I talk about this kid all the time. He didn't come to me as a pitcher. He was a third baseman at Michigan State. And I was just talking to Coach Blatchford's dad and ended up talking to Zach Iverson's dad before the game today. Man, he was 7 strikeouts shy of leading the league. He overtook that by 3 today with 10 strikeouts. That is an astronomical number, especially against a team like this. For not being quote-unquote pitcher, he has been absolutely phenomenal all season long. I couldn't ask for a single thing more out of that kid. He's been competing his tail off 110% every time he's been on the field. That's why coaches do what we do, is to watch kids like that play the game.
Right, and he's only hitting 380 when you put him in the field. So, Coach, thank you for joining us on the broadcast. Coach Austin Dunphy.
Fireworks here.
That's right. Copperheads advance to 12-10 with the victory as we have Dan Inman, player of the game, Zach Iverson, when we return on the Copperheads Media Network, presented by Ohio Health. So we're here with the Dan Inman player of the game, Zach Iverson, coming off a 7-inning performance, 10 strikeouts. Zach, you faced one of the best lineups in the league today. So just talk about your approach coming into tonight's ball game.
Well, it's the same every time. No matter what team you're playing, you still got to go out there and approach it like they're the best team. And tonight was just happened to be my first time facing those guys, so I was happy to hold it down for such a good amount of time and give our pen a little bit of a break, and they were able to close it. It was good.
Yeah, got a little dicey there at the end. What were you thinking sitting in the dugout during that last ninth inning kind of rally they almost had?
I wasn't too nervous. I have all the confidence in Colin, and they got a couple of hits off him, but it was good. He got the job done, so it was good for Colin.
As the fireworks are starting here,
yeah.
Talk about the atmosphere in tonight's ball game. I mean, there was 1,000+ people here. You don't get that at every summer team you play for. Just talk about the atmosphere in Athens. And
it was incredible. You love to go out there and play, just to play the game. And then when you got so many people in the stands cheering you on, it's even better. The fans were great tonight. Fans have been showing out all summer long. So hopefully they continue to. Hopefully they'll see how we're doing. They'll see. I think we're half a game back in first now. So. Hopefully they'll notice that and they'll start to come out, and it's good. It's always good to play in front of fans, so it's nice.
Well, Zach, we'll get you out of here and let you watch the fireworks down on the field.
Appreciate
your winning
it.
pitcher and player of the game, as we'll be right back here tomorrow at 5:30 on the Copperheads Media Network. We'll see you tomorrow.